Welcome, Internet, to the Play Some Video Games podcast. It's your boy, Dat Ninja Dev, joined as always by Donnie, very focused, Eat the Hype Reese, and Delvin, All Elite Cox. How you doing, bro?
Mavs signed Grant Williams.
That's
yeah,
cool.
I saw that before I left work.
And they got Tybal too. So they're doing a little something.
Lots of movement. People going here and there. But
they gave Tybal $11 million a year. They gave him the mid-level. I really like Tybal. That's a lot. That's a lot for somebody like who's never hit a shot that matters. That is a lot.
I mean, I guess if you got to spend it, I don't know.
Yeah, sure. I mean, if you're Dallas, beggars can't be choosers, right? They need dudes to get minutes. So.
Yeah. Is there any Dame news, Delvin? You guys still trying to give up nothing?
Are you asking him? He didn't even know when his contract ends. You're asking him. He's just acts like he's just ordained to get him for nothing.
Dame. Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not exactly.
It's the book. Yeah. It's written. Like Nas said. Okay. He was literally like 5 minutes away from my house, like yesterday.
What that
in
mean?
the hood.
What
Why?
Like, yo.
Why?
Exactly.
He's rich.
No one. Exactly. That's
Why?
my point. When Dame Dillon just randomly shows up like 5 minutes away from your house in the hood, like you're like, all right, something's up. You're probably coming here. No one goes to this. He was at a park, I guess at a barbecue or something like that. It was a picture on Twitter about him not being there. I'm like, oh, that's a little weird.
I mean, it's Florida. Just South
Dude,
Beach.
Rebecca gave us a purra emoji. That's what's up.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, she does good work.
Rebecca's awesome.
Yeah. Well, sometimes let's not. Her head's big enough. We don't need to.
She's one of my favorites. I like Rebecca.
Oh God.
Yeah. She's pretty awesome. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, it's not for this channel.
Haley, on the other hand,
we take back everything.
We're not even going there, Delvin. I can't. Not tonight, man.
No.
PSXP was outlandish, wild, and I think Dame's going to Miami. I think they'll figure out a way.
I think he is,
but not for what Miami's wanting to pay. It's going to cost them more than that. So
probably,
but I think they'll figure it out.
They will. For a player like Dame, you have to figure it out. That's my whole
of course.
Like,
yeah, of course.
If
he
wants to come here, you have to make it work.
I really want Danny Ainge to come in and just wreck it all. Like, I really want him to be like, Utah will give you 6 first-round picks for Dame. Just send him to Utah. That'd be amazing.
Not gonna lie. That would be funny.
Danny would do it. He'd do it just to piss off Pat.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm here for that reality.
Dame played college ball in Utah. It's not that crazy. Dame just have to be mad about it. Unfortunately for Dame, compared to so many other people, he's under contract for 4 years. It really doesn't matter what Dame wants. Dame's going to either get paid or retire. Like that. He's got 2 options. You either show up to work or you go home.
You know what the funny thing about that is? And I know this is a conversation for maybe a sports podcast. Maybe we need to do PSVG sports or just this show.
No, that's what this show. Damn. What are you trying to add more shows? Trying to do less shows.
Probably right.
That's why the show is 3 hours long. Get it all in here.
I always appreciate the conversations about how players should be loyal to their teams.
For what?
But then the teams don't necessarily.
Nobody's loyal in sports, man. There's no loyalty. Ain't nobody out here being loyal. What are you talking about?
I agree. I'm getting to that.
Okay. But what players have been loyal? Like, where are these legions of loyal players?
Well, to be, Dame has been the guy who people have said been loyal for the longest in Portland.
Mm-hmm. And they handsomely rewarded his loyalty with a $60 million a year for 5-year contract last year.
As they should. They should. But at some point, you got to be like, hey, you got to do what's best for you. And out of all people, Donnie should know that because his LeBron James was the key in doing it. I got to do what's best for me. That was his thing. And a lot of players kind of
that should be every player. Because first of all,
and every team.
These franchises don't care about you. It's business.
These players don't care about the franchises. They don't care about the jerseys either.
Yeah, this is
yes.
that was then. This is a new era.
They only care conditionally. They care conditionally that they're winning and conditionally that they're being paid. If those conditions are not met, they do not care.
And know what happens when you do care? Yes, end up like Barkley. Being like on the one team.
That's not true either. You also could end up like Steph. You could also end up like Kobe, who got handsomely overpaid for years to just kind of ride it out.
Couple of different teams,
but there's differences.
The Suns, the Houston.
No.
Yeah, but
not buying it, Delvin.
He may have stayed the Sixers a little too long. Yeah.
You talk about loyalty. The Heat have a great reputation of treating players with loyalty. They show players the door all the damn time. They just straight up cut Mike Miller. They're like, no, we don't want to pay that extra tax. You're gone. You're out.
Yeah, that's
bye. See you later, dude.
And that's my whole point. Teams are not loyal to you, so you shouldn't be loyal to teams.
That's true.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
Now, if Dame wanted to leave,
that's always my thing.
He should have told them he wanted to leave sooner. Dame kind of screwed this up.
Yeah. Dame put himself in that position. He got his money. He tried to make it work in Portland, and it's the end of the road.
Yeah, he also thought that he could force them to trading the pick. You know. Yeah. He tried to pull the LeBron, like, you're going to move the draft pick for a veteran. And they were like, no, we're not.
You're not LeBron, sir.
Yeah, and it's like, you're not the GM. So
you haven't even come close to a champion. You haven't sniffed the finals. So why would yeah.
And there goes my point. You think that it's a situation where Dame may have spent his best years in Portland?
Oh, he definitely has spent his best. No, his best years are behind him.
And that's the problem.
He's about
to that's the problem.
Like, at the end of his contract, he's going to be paid $60 million. He'll be like 37 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's
significant.
Great money-wise, but sometimes players want more than that.
No. It has nothing to do with it. Like, the reason I said that is it'd be very difficult to build a roster around player that's making $60 million at 37.
That contract, and then
I agree.
To build around that.
You know, it's tough.
I agree.
Yeah.
But that's how it works in the NBA. It's hard to come down from making that much money to something.
No, it's not.
Happened people, not to that degree.
I don't think Dame's issue is not the money. Dame's issue is like, I want to go somewhere and win now. But like Donnie said, he should have done this earlier. It would have been easier for him to
Dame wouldn't be asking for a trade if they traded the pick. He literally tried to exert some control, and they called his bluff.
Yeah.
But there goes my point. Like, and Dame should have kind of called it. I can't talk now. Dame should have tried to like put his dominance down because he's the franchise. He's the team. They just didn't build around him like they should have.
Yeah, but you can be the centerpiece. You can be the attraction, but that doesn't mean you run the team. I've seen too many players do this over the time. Like, the owners run the team. Yeah. It's their team. You don't demand that they trade the number 3 pick. You know,
but to be fair,
they must really like Scoot.
Now when Dame leaves, and those dollars that Dame brings in are going as well, then that's on them. Find a new Dame now.
They did. Portland will be fine.
Yeah, but they did sign it. They signed Scoot Henderson. They did find it.
They'll be fine.
They signed the best guard in the draft.
Yeah, Portland has
but that's not always guaranteed.
No, it's not. Portland, look, man, I don't know where this lane is heading, but I'll stop here. Portland has a decent young squad.
Yeah.
They got Shaden Sharp. They got Simons. They've got Scoot. Like, they'll be fine post-Dame. They're not going to be...
They'll be fine.
Winning championships, but they're not winning championships with Dame.
Right.
They didn't make the playoffs, man.
But that's not the same as having a Dame Lillard.
Okay. Says you. I disagree with you.
Have you seen Scoot? Like, I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay.
They'll be fine. They'll be okay. They've got some good players.
Yeah.
It's just time. Look, it's the end. It's the closing of the Dame chapter. Yep. I think you're overselling the Dame thing. Like, I get your excitedness for him to come to your team.
I know. I think
like, it's not a lock. Dame on the Heat isn't a lock.
I'm not even saying even him going to the Heat. I'm just saying he can go anywhere else, and I think that's an impact for a team. And I think
he's a top 20 player, 100%. Yeah, like nobody's dissing Dame.
And that's my point right there.
But he's diminishing. He's diminishing year over year. He's going to diminish.
When you have a top 20 player go into your market, it makes an impact.
Mm-hmm.
And Dame Lillard is that. And yes, I understand Portland has a young team that's growing and prosperous and things like that, but still, you're losing Dame Lillard.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
I mean,
that's my point.
Because he was going to eventually retire anyway. You were going to lose him anyway. So
the only counterpoint that I would tell you, and you're not wrong, Delvin, but there is another side to that coin, is that I bet half of the GMs in the league would tell you they'd rather have the cap space than Dame for $60 million.
Mm-hmm.
I bet most GMs would tell you they'd rather have the cap space. They could do more with $60 million in cap space than Dame can do by himself.
Yep.
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's a lot of money to give to one guy.
Especially if you know you're not going to win.
Even with the cap going up. Yeah, especially it's egregious if you know you're not like a championship contender. Right. That's the Beal issue. It's the same difference with Beal. Like Beal's outlandishly paid. It's hard to make a contender around a contract like that.
Yeah, it's like they make these ridiculous deals to these players on these teams that really don't have a whole lot of hope, in the hopes of maybe signing somebody to go along with them and then contend.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it just looks like, what the hell?
At the end of the day, I mean, it's with the NBA today, especially how hard it is to win the lottery and then keep building through the lottery. Mm-hmm. You just sign the asset. That's why you're seeing a lot of these deals that got signed. A lot of these dudes are getting like what seems to be like a lot of money. To a lot of teams, just keep the asset so that you can trade it, so that you are in a position like the Blazers where Dame says, I went out, and they go, okay, highest bidder, right? Like the Blazers will be better probably post-trade than before trade, because they're probably about to get 3 or 4 first-round picks and some young players,
Yeah.
Yep.
They can build their future.
Did you hear that?
I heard that.
I heard
my
something.
TV just went bananas. Hang on a second. I don't know what that was about.
Yeah. NBA also is just like, it's not as wide open as the NFL. So you already know who's contending. If you're like at the bottom tier, you're just trying to figure out, okay, how many games we gotta lose to get into the lottery. It's not as wide open.
The fallacy is that so many teams think they have a chance when historically, like, only 4 teams have a chance.
Right.
Like, historically, over the entire existence of the NBA, there's like 5 franchises that win championships. And there's like a one-off here and there. Mm-hmm. One time Houston got one, and one time Cleveland got one, and one time Toronto got one. But every other time, it's basically been Boston, Miami, LA, so.
I wouldn't even say Boston, Miami, because Miami is only LeBron's 2 and Wade's.
But recency, it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
3, and that's over a span of 20 years.
That's true. That's true.
They're not one of the contenders historically. They're just not.
They will be with Dame. But they've got to find a way to fill out the rest of their roster. I think a lot of people are not like, everybody's just like, they got Dame and they got 3, and like they got rid of like everybody. Everybody on the team from this year is gone.
That's exactly
what it's just Kevin.
Jimmy. It's going to be Jimmy.
It's just Kevin.
That's what y'all doing, huh?
The Heat are known for just having like that stacked starting 5 roster, and then everybody else is just minimum players, and the bench is just not great.
But the difference between no, hang on. That's not what the Heat are known for. That's what LeBron's Heat was known for.
Right.
Because players like Battier and Miller would take minimums to go play with them. Mm-hmm. We don't know that to be true with Dame or Jimmy.
They still kind of do that because people like that the Heat's back office. People the Heat do a decent job of doing that.
They're really good. What they've done lately is they've been really good at developing, drafting.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, you just traded all your draft picks. You just lost all the players you drafted.
And you're trying to trade the rest of them to get
Max
Dame.
just left. Folks just left.
Yeah. Historically, the Heat weren't necessarily good at drafting, but
that's got to be
as of lately.
That's tough there. And having this happen so late into free agency just means that everything's just been kind of picked over. You know, like Malik Beasley has already been signed. Like the Suns signed all those guys. The Lakers signed all those guys. Denver got a couple of those guys. Like a lot of those guys have already been signed.
Yep. They kind of need this Dame deal to go through.
That's a small deal now. You can worry about that next year too. But even with Dame,
also said they're not in any rush, so we may not even see this happen during free agency. He may be in on Portland's roster well into the beginning of the season.
It'd be interesting if we get to training camp and he just doesn't show up. I don't think he will.
Yeah.
I think he'll show up. I think he'll play.
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah, same.
He wants to get paid.
Yeah, he'll show up.
I don't think it's gonna be like Ben Simmons.
Nah, I think Dame has more pride than that. He'll show up, he'll play, and he'll be shown that he is still who he is, and try to get a team to trade for him.
I agree.
Yeah,
Ben Simmons. Ugh, don't bring his name up on this podcast. Sorry,
well, he might be in the deal. He might be getting traded to Portland.
He's not.
I don't think they want him though.
I think his name is signed on at this point.
I don't think they want him. They don't even want Tyler Hero. Hero's pretty decent.
Yeah.
By the contract again, cap. It all comes down to the cap. Tyler is a good player, not at the number he signed at. It all comes down to the cap.
Businessman.
Yep.
Well, there you have it, folks. All of your free agent news. Anything you want to know, cap stuff, what's happening, who's going where, why trades won't work, Donnie's got you covered. Like that's his bag.
I love free agency. It's so much fun.
Yeah. Just let me know where the chips lie, and I'll be there.
Your Lakers are looking good. That's where your chips lie. That team looks I was kind of astonished what they were doing. I was like, where? How many players do they have? It seemed like they had 30 players at one point. It was like, how many people are they going to sign?
A 1-year deal. Everything is a 1-year deal for players. It's like, all right, this is get somebody in here. We'll move them out at the end of the year. It's just what we do. And I wouldn't be all surprised if half the team is gone by free agency or by All-Star.
The number they got D'Angelo at was like robbing. Like no small market team could sign D'Angelo Russell for that number. We got him at like 16 million. Effect. They signed D'Angelo like what Cavs got maxed for.
Yeah.
And Russell's like 3 times the player max.
It's the LeBron effect. It's like
it is the LeBron
lower deal because I know I have a chance of winning a championship.
Yeah, and they'll probably spin him off.
Yep. So we'll see.
Bring Kyrie back.
God damn it. Not back. You can't bring him back. He was never there. Stop it. If anybody's getting Kyrie, it's your Cavs, all right?
No, it's not. You don't know that organization. If there's anybody getting Kyrie, it's the Lakers.
And you're getting Kyrie.
If the Lakers, after all these signings, get off to a bad start, just wait and see the amount of people that start pointing Kyrie towards LA.
I hate that. They do it all the time.
That's just a good point.
His number and who's the other player? Prince. His number and Prince, if you put them both together, they're almost to the dollar Kyrie's number. That's not coincidence. I don't think that's a coincidence at all. I think the Lakers are kind of smart and they're like, let's just put in here. Let's make sure we have a Kyrie trade if we need it. In case of emergency, break glass.
Don't you wish that juju on me, man? No.
Hey, Dame goes to the Heat. You might need to load up. You might not have enough ammo.
I don't think so.
Get beat down by the Suns pretty good. They might be like, we need more firepower. No. I love what the Suns are doing. They're all good. It's all going under the radar, but the Suns are cleaning up.
Good for them. Fuck them.
You can tell they're like it's very Heat-like. You can tell that they're like a well-scouted team and they're making smart deals. They're signing specialists, players that fit certain roles to go around their stars. Like it's good work.
And I hope Durant hurts himself, stubs his big toe, and is out for like.
It's okay now because they've got some depth that happens.
So like Durant, don't want him to win anything ever again.
Wow, the hatred is so deep.
Oh, it's so deep. It's so deep.
For Durant, it's not warranted. He's done nothing to
have to be. I don't need anything to be warranted.
That's
nothing
true.
Is ever going to make sense with me. It's just
hate for good old fashioned hate's sake.
Basically, somebody's got to.
Yeah.
That works.
I'm willing to wear that.
Somebody got to be irrational.
I'm willing to wear that hat at all times.
It's fair.
All righty then.
Rebecca just subscribed.
Not to this. I think she was saying that's where she got that emoji.
Nah,
Has nothing to do with our channel. It's just a channel she subscribed to
Oh,
and
my
then
bad.
use the emoji other places. Yeah.
she's
Gotcha.
not subscribing to us.
That's true.
I use my
Not that
Prime
good.
subscription for
This
us.
bullshit. No, thank you.
Oh, that's funny.
So, Delvin, what the hell you been playing? Let's start with you.
Nothing. I've been playing Tears of the Kingdom, and that's a long goddamn game.
I beat it.
How do you enjoy it?
I loved it. Yeah, the ending is incredible, actually. It really is. Like,
Wow.
it's really incredible. It's tough. It's epic. It's many faceted, many layered. It's grand in
Delvin Jr.
scale.
told me that Ganon is hard.
Yeah, he is. I wasn't ready my first time. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and do this, and I got wrecked. I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Was
I
he
need
not
to
hard
come
to
back
exit?
Same thing
more
happened to him.
prepared. What, Dev?
Was he a cakewalk in the first one?
Yeah, in Breath of the Wild, the ending was kind of lackluster, and definitely wasn't like a challenging ordeal, and it wasn't even all that. It's kind of a letdown. Yeah, that's probably one of the worst things about Breath of the Wild was the ending.
Is it just me, or does it feel like Tears of the Kingdom just kind of fell off? Like it came out and it has not been talked about anywhere near as much as like Breath of the Wild. Like it's there and people are playing it.
In comparison to Breath of the Wild, I think you're absolutely right.
Okay, because I feel like I just don't hear a lot
Probably.
about it like I did Breath of the Wild. Like
I hear a
do
lot
think
about it still.
I felt that pretty early on. I think Rebecca and I were talking about it. It felt like maybe 2 weeks after the game came out, just like the general buzz. And I'm not as into it as I used to be because I'm not on Twitter anymore. But like the buzz from the podcasts that I still listen to and like in Reddit and stuff, I definitely had seen like people were ready to move on. I think Diablo was a big part of that. We had several, kind of games that came out, but Diablo felt like the one. Like once Diablo came out, people were like transitioning.
I've been experiencing the opposite, actually. I've been seeing like every time I hop on to play it, I just see a bunch of people hopping on to play the same game on my Twitch. And I've been hearing people talk about the game and like come up with cool things to do doing the game and things like that. I've been hearing a lot of conversation about it.
I also felt like
maybe
it was
because I'm still in that circle.
I think it was because it was like, I think the difference is it was like devoured. I don't think people just like quit it. I think like everything that you needed to learn about that game was available on YouTube and TikTok and Twitch in like 24 hours. Like that game exploded on TikTok. It was everywhere all the time. And like Breath of the Wild, I think there was like a longer discovery queue because it was so like new and novel. Whereas this one, it was really about the building, and then it was just kind of Breath of the Wild. It was like the same stuff you had before, right? The new, like they had a couple new systems of the depths and the caves, but like people just wrapped their arms around it. I just think the content, the coverage for it was so much bigger. I think people just, as John 32 says, like people just ate the hype, man. They just went all in, devoured it, played it, and moved on. There are people in our social circles, Discords and stuff, they beat it in like a week. Like I can't imagine, but they did.
Good Lord.
Yeah, I mean they really put in the time.
Yeah, I guess theoretically you probably can do that if you don't do a lot of the major stuff, and you can just like after you do the main quest and stuff, you can kind of go straight into it. But I feel like, at least as I'm playing it, I feel like if you want to go in and prepare for it, you have to kind of do certain things like going to the depths helps a lot. Going and doing the temples and things like that helps a lot. Building up your armor, like finding the fairies, makes the game a lot easier. That's what I've been doing just lately, just trying to find ways to make the game easier to play when you fight certain creatures and stuff in the field. That's what I've been doing a lot of stuff with. So like, getting my hearts and my stamina lined up and finding the memories, all the side quest stuff to make the game easier and fun. I've been doing. I think I've been enjoying myself with it. I'm kind of like, yeah, this is pretty cool. And the cool thing about it is I've been playing like I say probably 60 hours. And normally I'll be like, yeah, I'm probably done with this game. I still don't feel like that with the game. I'm still getting into it. I still want to beat the game. So I guess that's just a testament to how well the game is made, where I've been playing it all this time, and I don't want to stop, and I'm not fatigued of it. I don't feel like I need to go to something else. And even if when I do feel like that, it's not like I feel like I want to play something else and not play that. I feel like want to kind of move on to something else, but I still want to finish this game. And I think that's just how good the game is made. Like I'm still into it. I still find new things to do, new ways to play, kind of getting the hang of building things. And it's just a great game. A very well made, fun game.
Nice. Well, I'm glad that you are still trucking along and really enjoying it. That's awesome to hear.
Yeah. It's great.
I've been playing Redacted, and that's all I've been playing. You guys will hear about that on or around, I want to say the 15th, I think is when I think preview coverage goes up for what I've been playing, but that's literally the only thing that I've been playing. I've had so little time to just play games. Just been really, really busy. And then by the time I do get some downtime, I'm just exhausted. So I'm like, I can't even sit here and play anything. I'm just gonna go to sleep or end up just watching something with the wife or whatnot. But this next month I actually get to work home a couple of days. Next week, the wife and kids are actually gonna be out of town for a week going to summer camp. So I'll have the house to myself. So I will probably really try to buckle down and finally finish Star Wars Jedi. Get some more coverage for the game that I'm playing that I can't talk about, and try to figure out what the hell I'm gonna play next. So
I forgot all about Star Wars Jedi.
Let me ask you both this, because we didn't even discuss it. How was your 4th? Did you guys have like Monday off?
Did I
Or
work
y'all
every
both
4th?
Monday in?
Yeah, it's like the biggest day of the year for me, so I work
Yeah.
most all day.
yeah, I didn't take Monday off. I don't get Monday off, so I had Tuesday off, which we had friends over. We don't celebrate 4th of July. It's just extended Juneteenth for us because we wasn't free
Pretty much.
when it happened. So but it was cool. Like we had friends, we barbecued. Well, I won't say we. One of my boys, he smoked meat for like 20 hours. So we had brisket, ribs, chicken, burnt ends, just you name it, like we had it. Burgers, hot dogs, sausage, hot links, like everything.
Shit, I should have went
Um
to your house.
yeah, we had it all. Baked beans, potato salad, corn salad, regular salad. We had pineapple upside down cake. We had peach cobbler. We had apple cobbler. It just everything.
Sounds like a
So
damn celebration to me.
yeah,
Yeah,
Juneteenth,
yes.
baby. Juneteenth extended. But yeah, we had a good time. Then we set off some fireworks in the front. My dog is completely oblivious to any of it. She was just like, whatever, I don't care about none of these noises. So thank God for that, because we were really worried about what all the fireworks might do to her. But she didn't care one way or the other. But yeah, we had a good time. Played some Cards Against Humanity. It was great.
Solid.
And I was very exhausted today going to work.
Solid. Yeah, it sucks. Having to go back to work, having like to work one day, off the other day, and go right back to work. It's like, ugh, I don't like this that much.
Yeah. I took it as just like I treated Monday as Friday, and I treated today as a Friday as well, and did very little.
We were supposed to go to work Monday, but then the city let all their employees go, and the county didn't want to like bring all their employees on the day that the city let everybody go. So then they also decided to give everybody a holiday. But because I work all the damn time, and July 4th is like the busiest day of the year because we have like the world's largest road race where we have like 60,000 Atlantans run down the damn street. I had to work both days, like I do every year. So Peachtree Road Race, we did, started at like 4 a.m,
Oof.
which is yesterday.
Ugh.
It was yesterday, right? July 4th, yeah, yesterday. So, yeah, I worked until about noon, until about 1, and then I came home and started cooking. We also did ribs and mac and cheese and baked beans and cornbread and corn on the cob. And yeah, we like to have a good meal on July 4th. And I didn't shoot fireworks this year. Just wasn't really into the fireworks spirit for any reason. Didn't feel like I wanted to blow $300 or $400 on fireworks again. So I just watched my neighbors set
Yeah.
them off.
When I found out how much they spent for fireworks, I was like, "You've got to be shitting me." I
Yeah.
did not know that. I've
Uh,
never bought fireworks. I had no idea they were that expensive. I was like, "That is a waste of fucking money."
it can be.
I like
They
doing
can
it.
be. They really
I mean,
can.
it is a waste, but like I'm not going to do it if I'm not going to do it the way that I want to do it. You know?
Yeah.
So I just didn't want to, and like the kids weren't as into it last year as they were the years before. I think that was pretty much it. I was just doing it for the kids, and now that they're getting older, they're just kind of over it. They're like, okay. So I don't think I'll be
Yeah.
doing it much anymore.
I bought some, but it really didn't matter. I did
What
it
is
to
this
have fun
about?
with the kids a little bit, but
Did you create a PSVG account or something?
Hell no. I think Sean is either trying to tell us to do it or he created it himself. I'll be
Oh,
goddamn if I create any of that.
I
No.
saw you guys
Yeah.
talking about it.
Not
I
no,
damn
no,
sure ain't
no.
doing
You
it.
saw Rob talking about it and me telling him no thank you, friend.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I want no
Gotcha.
parts of any more social media. If anything, I want Twitter to
Yeah.
die so I can be off of all of it.
Or you could just turn it off.
I mean, it pretty much is off. I don't really.
No.
Yeah. I'm
So
going
yeah,
down with the ship, man.
I definitely enjoyed it. I like celebrating, like feeling patriotic and all that. So it was fun. Watched some fireworks, heard some fireworks, sat in the hot tub, listened to fireworks. It's always fun.
Like explosions. I don't know about patriotic stuff. Yeah. It's cool.
Just like explosions. Just blow it all
Yeah.
up. Just blow things up. Let's blow things up. No reason. No reason. Let's just blow stuff up.
I will say this. I don't have to buy shit over here because apparently everybody in this neighborhood just buys the explosives from Disney World, just shoots them in the hood. So
Yeah. My neighborhood does the same. We have a lot of neighbors that
Disney World.
really do some extravagant fireworks. So
yeah, the stuff that you see at Disney World, a big explosion, like you're not supposed to have that in your backyard, but they have it. So like, I guess I'll just watch it here. I ain't gotta go nowhere.
mhm. Yep. I usually buy like 4 or 5 of like the cake boxes that set off like 12 or 15 or 20 shots a piece. And they'll do like some Roman candles and some little things and just kind of set them all off at once. But we have several neighbors that like doing some pretty elaborate
Expensive.
setups. Yeah.
Yeah.
Some cannons and stuff.
It definitely sounded like Kuwait out here. It was just all night long. So
Did you say Kuwait?
wait,
God damn.
Kuwait, Chirac. What else you have?
That's a goddamn reference. Damn, like it sounds like goddamn Desert Storm out my house.
It does.
We still have them going off. And they'll go off all week long.
Mm-hmm.
We'll be setting them off all week long this weekend and stuff.
Yep.
Going off right now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like the burner though. That's like for real going off. That's not just fireworks where you at though.
Yeah, that's that thing, that hammer going off too.
Mm-hmm.
Love from column A, love from column B. Should
We're gonna go
play
ahead
a
and get some
game.
fireworks
Is that a
to,
gun or is that a firework?
Right. Use the fireworks to mask this drive-by real quick.
Yeah, that's definitely happening.
What about you, Donnie? What you been playing? You finished Zelda, which is awesome.
I beat Zelda, which was pretty awesome. Had a lot of fun. Just kind of got into it last week before Shaq and just kind of got lost into it. Decided on to mosey on up and complete the game. I had looked into an article that was like the 10 things you should do before finishing it, and I had done like most of it. So I was like, well, I guess I should go ahead and move on. It's interesting. I don't feel as like attached or as special about Tears of the Kingdom as it did about Breath of the Wild. Even though I admit the Tears of the Kingdom in many ways is just a better game, but it should be. It's an evolution of the game. It'd be a bigger story if it wasn't. If it was a worse game, that's a bad thing when you have a direct sequel comes out and it's actively worse. But yeah, I just don't feel as, I don't know, enamored with it like I was the first one. Story was better. The final boss was 1,000 times better. I don't know. I hadn't really thought about it. It's what I said on Shaq, but I honestly haven't really thought about it since Shaq. I remember beating it and I was thinking, I was like, okay, this ending scene like crushed it. Like there was a great ending to this game and it just destroys the first one. And I remember just thinking, I was like, that was fun. Doesn't feel like as special, like the totality of the experience. I don't know. I it's like, maybe it's just that sequel fatigue that we see in so many other franchises that get multiple installments. Just, I don't know. I don't really have a good way of saying it outside of that's just my general feeling. Thought it was great. It's my favorite game that I've played so far this year. I'm not putting it down by any means. It just I think I will hold Breath of the Wild a little closer to the heart. Is all.
Hard to capture that lightning in a bottle twice.
It is, yeah. It just is not the same. It'll never be like the first time, right? We talked about it.
Exactly.
People have asked those questions, like, what could you go back and replay for the first time? And like Breath of the Wild, definitely. Like, I don't think I want to replay Tears of the Kingdom all over again. Like, I really don't. Like, I beat Breath of the Wild 3 times. I have like no interest right now. And it's like, hey, do you want to just delete your file and do it again? I'm like, absolutely not. Not even a little bit do I want to do that. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what that means. Nothing too thought out or wise to say. I've got no profound takeaways outside of just general feeling.
That was nice. All right, moving on.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's not a bad thing.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad thing. Yeah, I'm just trying to be honest with how I felt. Yeah, I'm not trying to come up with some, great comparison and essay about why. I'm just like, this is how I feel.
Yeah, sometimes you just finish up and you're like, you know what? It was great. Now I'm done. Don't have to go back to it no time soon. I'm good.
Yeah.
I feel like I'll probably feel the same way once I finish it. It was not a bad thing. Like, I'm done. That was an amazing experience. I enjoyed my time with it. Now I can move on to some other things. But yeah.
I think it is. I think some of it is probably the building, right? Like, they've ingrained that so much a part of the game. And while it's very impressive what they're doing, like, I don't necessarily like doing it. Which there is a part of the game that requires you to do a lot of that. And I was like, it was not very fun. I was like, just please let this end already. Like, I think that was maybe a part of it. But yeah, just like a lot of the stuff that you did outside of like the main quest, I don't know, just wasn't very memorable to me in a whole lot of ways.
Okay.
So it just kind of felt like, like the caving and the grinding and the shrining, and like, it was fun. I love doing the shrines. Like, the fact that they added extras to that, like with the caves and the sky, and you just keep doing a lot of it. It's just like, yeah, I don't know. It's just a lot of busy work. It's just like a lot of progression. It's a lot of progression. It's like, here, 1,000 things to do to progress your character forward.
Forgot to mention, I went down to the depths and saw that creature I was telling you about, beat the shit out of him.
Which one?
Wasn't even a challenge. But he has like one eye. You have to shoot him in the eye and do some
like the Frax or the Hinox?
Hinox, I think it is.
Yeah, okay.
Big ass creature.
Yeah.
But the last time I talked about it, I told the story how I went down to the depths and immediately he crushed me.
Oh yeah, but that progressive feeling when you're like, yeah, that's good stuff. I
beat his ass. It wasn't even a challenge.
Like that Rocky montage. Getting stronger. That one's come back.
It was pretty cool.
I want my show back.
Like, I saw him like, oh, that's that motherfucker. It was almost like a drive-by. Like, that's that motherfucker who tried to get me last time. I went right over there.
The cool thing about the depths with those is that typically they are guarding like some sort of big zonite deposit, and they refresh every blood moon. So what I did is, as I found them, I would mark them on my map, and then every blood moon I would just go do that loop where I would hit like those same 6 spots over and over again. So I didn't have to keep trying to like find new zonite, and I just racked up batteries like super fast just doing that.
So what you're telling me is I should go whoop his ass again.
Yeah, just keep doing it. It's super easy.
Just bully the shit out of him.
Yeah, and just keep getting that zonite over and over again. Mm-hmm.
Well, he deserves it. So yeah, I'll go over there and fuck him up.
They call that a farm in most games.
Start farming. Yeah. You get that fast travel going. It's piece of cake.
Yeah.
Easy, lemon squeezy.
I played a lot of the Ally. We should talk about that. I forgot I was having some issues. But I've been playing a lot of the Ally. I was playing Fatal Frame and really doing that, and doing NCAA, and I put 2K on it. Been playing some basketball with free agency going and all that. I played a lot of basketball the past week. Today I restarted a new file in Cyberpunk and started playing Cyberpunk and having a blast with that.
You want to just wait to the DLC and start fresh then? Just couldn't wait.
I'm not planning on mainlining it, because I got a lot of games I'll be playing. I just wanted to start. I just wanted to play Cyberpunk, and the DLC takes part mid game. So I was like, well, I'll just start playing, a little bit here and there, juggling. And then when the DLC comes out, I'll probably either have direct access to it or, should be pretty comparable. But I was also just interested in, I'm playing it differently. I'm playing as female V. Female V hits completely different. Not in a good or bad way. I don't, that's not what I'm trying to say. Just different. It's a different, feels like a different experience. I also playing as a Street Kid versus Nomad, and that hits completely different, completely different. So it does feel like I'm playing not a new game, because once you get outside the intro, it's the same game, but a new character in the game for sure. My first attachment, the sound, the voice, the look, it's all different. So I'm actually enjoying it way more than I maybe expected to replay a game. I was like, oh, this is cool. Let's go down this rabbit hole.
Huh.
So I'm digging it. On the Ally, it's pretty great. I'm playing it on low settings with FSR enabled on balanced, and I'm playing at basically 720. Basically 60 frames. In some firefights and stuff, it'll dip into the 50s, 55, 53, something like that. But it's basically at 60. And on low settings, it actually looks really great. I posted some screenshots in our portable channel. Except for post video effects. So when V looks in the mirror, oh, that is a pixelated miss. Or anytime video is playing on screens, if you're in an elevator and you're watching commercials on the TV or anything like that, that's all, but the game itself, gunplay, action, movements, environments, everything looks great. So, and I have it on my desktop too. I installed both. I bought it on Steam. I even bought the Steam version. Game I already had. I was like, I want to buy the Steam version because it was on sale and I had $15 left over after the summer sale. So it didn't cost me that much. And I wanted to put it on my Steam profile. So I could put it in my games there. And so I was like, I'll just go ahead and get it here. I also wanted to do the reason I didn't buy it on Steam just to waste money. I wanted to stream it. I was thinking of streaming to the Ally, which I did. I just started streaming it and played it for about an hour, and it saves battery life. And I was like, that's cool. But I also wanted to install it just to see how it would run. And I was thinking if it doesn't run very well, I'll just keep streaming it. But it runs pretty epic. It runs pretty good. Definitely playable. It's a very fine way to play Cyberpunk. Runs it better than PS4s did. It runs it way better than most people played Cyberpunk. So I was like, this is pretty good actually natively. And the file transfer stuff that you can do with Steam on portables, with the Steam Deck, and the Ally does it too. You guys know you can do file transfer over Wi-Fi.
I don't play portable, so
if you have a game installed on Steam on your desktop and your portable is connected on the same Wi-Fi as your desktop, you can just transfer those files directly to your Steam Deck, or in this case, my Ally. So you don't have to re-download it. And it's super fast.
It doesn't just do the cloud, because I know with Epic, they just save all your saves in the cloud. So any game.
No, I'm not talking about just the save. It does do the save. Actually, my save from GOG came over. It's cross save everywhere. I'm actually talking about installing the game.
Oh,
I don't have to download 75 gigs to the Ally and it take an hour. Literally, I just transferred it from my PC and it was 5 minutes. It's super fast. I was like, this is great. Should do this more often. So yeah, I didn't even mean to talk about Cyberpunk, but yeah, I played Cyberpunk for 4 hours today.
Wow.
I was really into it. I was like, this was great. It's nice to be back. I'm not gonna lie. I've told you and everybody in Discord, I've been excited about the Phantom DLC all year long. It's I think it's if you were to ask me what's my most anticipated game, that might be it. So I'm excited.
I want to love Cyberpunk so bad.
It's good.
So bad.
It's really good.
There is some weird disconnect I have with the game. I don't know what it is, but it is so hard for me to play.
Super fun. Yeah, I don't know what it is
Let me
either. I
ask,
like it.
when
Like
did
it a
you
lot.
play it?
I played it around lunch, and then I played it again not too long ago. There was some patch that came out that was supposed to fix a bunch of stuff for PC.
I remember that. Yeah.
And it's just I don't know. There's just a disconnect with the gameplay. I don't know.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
yeah, for me, like it's hard for me to play that game in first person. It just doesn't feel right for me. It feels like it should be a third person game. Like I want to play this in third person. So trying to play it in first person just feels awkward.
Okay.
I
I
don't know
kind of
why
get
it
that.
just does. It just feels awkward to play.
I
So
got
it's
over that
like
I
quickly
don't.
though.
I don't get that at all, but that's
it's
cool. I'm playing it
only once
differently.
was.
I pulled out my like katanas and shit. Like I'm setting up my character differently, trying to do more hacking and stealth kills and blades and stuff. The first one I played more like a shooter. So
Mhm.
my first run through Cyberpunk, I played it basically like I've played a Far Cry game. A lot of grenades, like machine guns and shotguns.
Yeah.
That's how I played it.
That I think that is the biggest disconnect because I want to play it where it's more melee, more
That's what I'm doing now. I'm playing it more melee
hacker
stuff right
based.
now.
And so when I'm playing that, like when I want to play melee, I'm thinking like I want a Ghost of Tsushima type melee feel. When I'm thinking the hacking, I want Watch Dogs type feel where I'm doing that type of stuff. So it being in first person just throws me off completely. It's weird. I don't know.
I don't. Yeah, I mean these things. I've never been too tied to stuff like that. I just kind of take things as they are. I play first person games, third person games. I've played GTA in both. Like I don't really. It's like I feel similar to how people feel about controllers. There's people that just won't switch controllers schemes. They just won't. I would literally play with any controller you put in my hand. I'm not that. I don't know, anal or specific about like my preferences. I'm like, okay, like this is what this game is, so let's play it. Feels like I'm playing Ghost Runner. Like I just, without being super fucking hard, I'm playing Ghost Runner. But I'm digging the blades. I was like, I should have done more of this the first time. And I remember thinking that the first time, and I just never did. So, and that's probably why it feels so different. Why it feels so novel the second time, even though I'm playing the same story, is that I'm playing very differently. Different character, different voice, different sound, different look, different style.
Nice.
I'm definitely
That is
being
one
more
of the cool things about that game.
I'm being more stealthy, for sure. Being more stealthy. Keep creeping around and crouching.
Look at you finding stealth. Who would have thought?
I like stealth games. I do. I love The Last of Us. What are you talking about? Metal Gear, Deus Ex.
You don't like Deus Ex.
I do like Deus
Assassin's Creed
Ex.
at one point.
You like Deus Ex only when you're not playing Metal Gear because you want to play something.
That's true.
similar.
But I still like it. I like Deus Ex.
Yeah.
Not all of them. I'm not a stealth game aficionado, but I like being stealthy.
Stealthish. Deus Ex.
Yeah, Deus Ex.
Deus Ex, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, anyway, I'm playing Cyberpunk. What were we talking about? Oh, the Ally.
Yeah.
So the Ally's having on all these issues, the SD cards. And I had the issue too. My SD card just stopped working. This is the second SD card. You remember
SD
the first
cards.
one?
Yes, SD cards. Yeah.
And at first one, and here's the thing. I still think that first one was just because it was a shit SD card. I'm pretty sure that it was just the SD card. But the second one I was playing, I forget what I was playing something pretty hefty on it for a few hours. What was I playing? What did I install on the thing? Oh, damn.
I just remember you being like, hey, what the hell? What do you think this is?
Yeah, no, anyway, I was playing, I forget what I was playing. I was playing something pretty beefy. And I was playing for a couple hours, and my SD card, I turned it off, and I went to go load up the next day. And when I turned the system on, Armory Crate was just blank. Like no options, nothing would appear. I was like, what the fuck? That's bizarre. Like, this is weird as hell. And I tried to go into Steam and try to launch, couldn't do anything. Couldn't select anything. Nothing would happen. I was like, okay. I started checking for updates. I started checking for BIOS. I was thinking about rolling back updates. And because I'd seen some of the reports the other people are having with their SD card, I was like, okay, for giggles, let's pop the SD card out and see what happens. Pop the SD card out, rebooted. Totally worked right as rain. It definitely was the SD card. And Yeah, this is a problem with the Ally. It's a real problem that people are having. This thing is frying SD cards. They just released a BIOS patch yesterday that ups the fan curve, and I think they're trying to stop it from burning SD cards. Because if you go to Reddit or the official Discord or the fan Discord that I'm in, and there's hundreds of people that are complaining about this SD card thing.
Damn.
So,
NVMe.
I'm sorry.
This is getting NVMe.
That's what I did. I did get a ticket open with them just in case they do any sort of recall or anything. I wanted to have something on file. But they told me, they were like, "Hey, why don't you send it to us?" And I was like, no, I'm not sending it away. I don't want to get rid of it. Like, no, I've got all my emulation set up. I got all my games. I'm like, no, wait a second. Nobody's sending it away. I don't need you to take it from me. We're good.
Goddamn minute, Rondell.
Yeah. But I forgot I was talking about this with Rebecca afterwards, after Shaq. The people that are angry, and I get that. Look, I'm not dismissing this. This is something that you should be, you can be salty about this. I get that.
Yeah.
But, sometimes people on the internet, they just rage so hard. Like you see them and they're like personally, violently offended that the ally that they have has an issue that they don't like. And to me, this is a very correctable issue. It's okay. Get off the SD card. Like piece of cake. Let's get off the SD card. Reminds me of like the Joy-Con.
This is first gen tech. Like there's gonna be issues. You guys are the beta testers. Like you should know what you're getting into.
100%.
Like, come on.
It does remind me of the Joy-Cons. Like when Nintendo started having Joy-Cons, people are so damn angry and like lose their minds. It's like, if you're that angry, just replace the stick. And I know nobody wants to hear that, but like you can replace a Joy-Con stick in like 20 minutes. Like if you're that angry, like just fix it.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I feel like what I was telling Rebecca is I felt like in previous generations, like gamers were used to that. You crack open an NES or do something, or you'd fix a red ring and you'd wrap it in towel. You'd find a way, instead of just taking to the internet and posting 8 paragraphs about how angry you are.
Well, that's what you do now. We live in this world where you just go ahead and get your Karen on and get all the things you need. You just go yell. As long as you can yell long and loud, you'll get what you're asking for. So that's
I don't even know what they're asking for. It's like you could just go take it back, or like I did, open a ticket with Asus and send it to them. If they're willing to take a look at it, I'm sure they'll swap your SD card, hardware, your reader or whatever. But I ordered an M2. Like I'm just like, okay, now I need to put the 2 terabyte. Let's put the big boy in here and let's move on.
As cheap as storage is right now,
I paid $100.
Oh my god!
I paid $100, and it's accessible too. It's 6 screws. The back plate comes right off. You unplug it, plug a new one in.
You would think
I'm not exactly sure.
Just look that up. It should be so easy. Y'all want to look everything up on YouTube anyway, right?
I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to do this. I've looked at 2 different ways. Asus has a built-in like cloud restoration, so you could back up everything to the cloud, put the new slot in, bring everything back down. But then I've seen other YouTubers that are like recommending like a drive clone thing that they're doing. And like they have a trial that you can use. I'm not sure which one I want to do. I've just got like 2 different videos that did it 2 different ways, and probably doesn't matter which one I pick. I'm sure both probably works, but I'm going to at least make a manual backup before I do anything anyway. I probably will throw an SD card in there just to, at the very least, to back up all my emulators and ROMs. Very least, let's do that, so I don't have to do all the file transfer and everything again. But so I thought it was funny. They were like, so once you send it to us, I'm like,
no.
Not that big of a deal. I just want to have a ticket on record. I just want to be in my system, in case you guys get some sort of class action lawsuit or something years from now.
Right.
I'll get my $9.
That's what it'll be.
I don't think the fan curves are going to fix it though. Like if that thing is getting so hot that SD cards are malfunctioning, like a fan curve ain't going to fix that. Nope. That's a design flaw. Like you can ram that fan up all you want. It ain't going to help it.
Yeah.
So
design flaw of some sort, because it could also be just voltage going
to the slot.
That's true. And find it that way. So it could be all kind of things.
I know it goes without saying to you two and people in our Discord, but anybody out there's listening, I can't tell you how excited I am about the Ally. Man, I love this fucking thing. I'm playing it all the time. Today, I was playing Cyberpunk on my computer. Played it for about an hour. Got through all the tutorial and everything. And then my wife called. She was like, "Hey, can you heat up dinner? I've got to run the errands." And I was like, "Okay." Literally just closed the game, picked it up, save, automatically transfers, right? Start Steam, keep playing the same game I was playing, walk upstairs, start putting stuff in the microwave. I was like, this is perfect. Like, this is the future. In the future, every system will be able to do this in some way or fashion, I think, whether it be your mobile phone or streaming, or everybody has like, a system that does both. But I just think video games, the future of video games, be it 10, 20, 50 years from now, whatever, I think will be like that. It'll be very Switch-like where you can play on any device, on any screen. You just go anywhere and keep gaming.
We are on our way to idiocracy, where people just don't unplug and just,
yeah. So
I'm digging it. Game, put it down, go do something else, and come back to it.
My issues aside, I'm digging it. And the only other thing I'm playing is I played the Pikmin demo, which I had a lot of fun with, and I talked about it on Shack, so we need to talk about it here. But I look forward to playing Pikmin 4 when it comes out next week. I think it's next week.
I think it's next week. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's next week. And I don't think I'm going to keep playing the demo. I think I'm going to wait for the game. It's a lengthy demo. You can play like the first part of the game. I've seen people put hours into it. I thought when I beat Zelda, I was like, I'll just go back to it. But I thought I'll play some Cyberpunk and stuff for a minute. And then when the game drops, then I'll get back into Pikmin. I'll just keep playing that way. I'm not in any rush. Like Pikmin, I'm not in any rush to like. I know I'm not the voice of Pikmin. Like for anybody, I should never be the voice for Pikmin.
It is. Will be there when you need it to be.
Well, I mean, it's like I feel no need to have like an impression or thoughts for the podcast or anything. It's like Pikmin. I find Pikmin to be a pretty like chill game. Most people don't. Most people find it very stressful. I don't care. Like they hate when the Pikmin die. So it's like a hoarding of Pikmin. You got to keep them all safe and everything. I will throw those mothers to their grave in a heartbeat. Just throwing Pikmin, just fighting everything in the yard. Just you go and you go and you go. They're expendable.
Cannon
cogs in a machine. They're cogs in the machine.
Yeah, it's just soldiers, right? And soldiers are gonna do what soldiers do, what they're told.
Frontline infantry.
I enjoy, and I am digging the Pikmin game, by the way. It is really good. It's beautiful on Switch, and it is very chill, and I'm digging the music, and I'm like walking around the backyard and stuff. I'm like, this is really good. So I'm excited that I used my voucher on it. I'm excited to play more.
I've never played a Pikmin. I don't even think I've ever seen what the game looks like running outside of stills.
I played it on GameCube and wasn't overly like impressed then. Don't think I played it very long, but like that was back then when I was like kind of messing with games that were like that. But I was way more into like RTS and like action games like End War and Battalion Wars and stuff like that. And I kind of got Pikmin because I thought it was kind of like that, but obviously it wasn't. But it kind of is. And then I didn't get it on Wii, and then I got on Wii U. And Pikmin 3 was really like that's really where I started to like get into Pikmin. I was like, oh, this is really good. Like Pikmin 3 was actually a really great game when it came out, and just kind of overlooked because the Wii U was so bad. And but I'm digging with Pikmin 4 already. It, like I said on Shack, it feels faster to me. Kevin said it's not, or he said in some ways it is, in some ways it's not. He would know. But to me, like the movement, the character movement, the speed, like actions, everything just feels a little bit faster to play, which is like I welcome. I'm like, oh, this is nice. It doesn't feel as plotting. Before it's kind of like a plotting, like mechanic. It was kind of slow. So I'm digging that a little bit.
Nice. All right. Enough of this. Donnie, let's get into the news.
Sure.
Hey PSVG, this is Jesse from The Last of Us Part 2. What's happening this week in video games?
We've got Game Pass updates. GTA 5 and Sword and Fairy Together Forever. That was a game I was thinking about, Delvin. They're out on Game Pass today. This is like the fourth time.
It's out.
The third or fourth time GTA 5 is in Game Pass.
But isn't this one only cloud and what did I say? It was cloud and something else. Like it wasn't even like coming to console like in one way.
What?
When I
No,
looked at it, when I looked at the link, I was like, "It's coming to just cloud? Like what?"
that
I
can't be
could be
right.
wrong, but I would have swore I read that. I was like,
That would
"That's
blow my mind if it was. I got to look it up now. That would blow my mind. I don't think that's right.
Sword
Console.
Camp.
Yeah.
okay." I remember seeing it was like cloud.
Make
Why
sure
cloud?
I know.
Like
They've been
come on,
doing this. All right. So
cloud.
here's the thing. It's a little weird what Take-Two is doing. They've done this before. I don't know if they're doing this again, but I feel like they probably are. They've done this a couple of times. Every now and again, they throw GTA 5 in a Game Pass for like a month. Like
Yeah,
it'll come in and then it'll rotate out in like 3 weeks. And it's like they're just trying to like get people in. It's like an extended trial for GTA Online, maybe.
maybe.
Yeah, that's what I kind of guessing.
Yeah, they do it a few times.
They've done like this has happened before, and I wouldn't be surprised at all if a month from now we're like GTA 5 is leaving Game Pass.
Yeah,
Because that's what's happened the last couple of times they've done this. But I mean, I don't mind if you guys haven't played. You should play GTA 5. I love the game. It's a great game.
I'd like to know
Great game.
who hasn't played or bought GTA 5 at this point. Like
Switch
how?
owners.
There is a child born every day that
That's
has
true.
not played GTA 5.
There's a
As they will
kindergartner
probably
coming of
play-
age every week, and that kindergartner needs GTA 5 in their hands.
Exactly.
Wu-Tang's for the children.
Yes, it is.
The 6th, we're getting McPixel or McPixel. I don't know. I may have copied that down wrong. I don't know what that is.
Sound like
On the
a
11th,
game.
we're getting Common Hood and Insurgency Sandstorm. On the 14th, Capcom's Dino Survival multiplayer shooter game Exoprimal arrives. And then on the 18th, we get Tectonica and The Cave.
I
As
forgot Exo Prime was coming out.
Delvin pops up. Oh! Are you excited? You getting in there?
Exoprimal.
Shooting dinosaurs?
Yeah. Fuck it.
Are
Why
you?
not? Shoot
You
some
gonna play
dinosaurs in
multiplayer
the
game?
head.
Isn't it multiplayer? Or did I have that
I
wrong?
think there's a multiplayer.
No, I think it's a single
mode.
player.
No,
I think
it's
it's a multiplayer
not.
game.
It's
It's single player.
PvE. It's not single player.
It's multiplayer.
There's no single player? Oh, fuck
I'm
that.
sure
I'm
you
out.
can play it single player, but it is meant to, it's a match based PvPvE game.
Oh, no,
Yeah, you gotta play it
that
online.
sounds terrible.
Yeah, I thought it was a
No,
single
I'm
player
done.
story based game too until I saw it. I was like, what? This is a multiplayer thing. Oh, never mind.
Nah,
Yeah.
I'm out. Fuck that.
Look at him. He just 2 seconds ago. Oh!
I'm gonna shoot dinos.
God.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah, I want to shoot dinosaurs. Then he's like, hey, you have to shoot dinosaurs and people like, fuck that.
Yeah, you gotta shoot dinosaurs with
Kiss
friends.
my ass.
Yeah, shoot dinos with friends.
I have
It's a
no friends.
based game.
No.
I already have a game for that, and it's called
No.
Starship Troopers, which I'm hoping to play with Josh soon. So, Exoprimal can kick it.
Yeah, no thank
It might be
you.
good.
I'm good.
Capcom's been having a great year.
You'd have a great time
Yeah.
with it, Delvin. I believe you. Like
Mhm. You and Delvin Jr.?
You and Delvin Jr.
I don't-
Exactly.
Fighting the dinos together,
good.
father and son.
Keep it in the
He's-
family.
Be the
He's trying to
Jurassic
get me to
Park
play,
5 everybody deserves.
Nope. He's
They
trying
should've
to
just
get me
made a
to play,
Turok
what
game.
damn game is.
Why has anybody
Yeah,
made a
yeah,
Turok game?
shit.
What happened to Turok? It was so good. I love Turok. Such a great premise. Put you in a world with awesome, cool guns and dinosaurs. The next Far Cry game should be a dinosaur game. It should just be Turok, but Far Cry. That sounds fucking amazing. Why haven't we done this yet? I'm not gonna lie. That's the greatest thing I think I've ever said.
Because instead they made this. Dino
Oh
Football.
man, Far Cry with dinosaurs sounds great.
It does.
Isn't that Blood Dragon?
No,
I never played
No,
that.
Blood Dragon.
yeah, not Blood Dragon. That'd be
Oh,
really good.
wait. Isn't there Far Cry Primal?
Primal, yeah, where you do mammoths and saber tooths and stuff. That's not dinosaurs.
That's close.
Yeah, that's
I
not
want to be
that
hunted
simple.
by
It's like,
T-Rex and shit.
Do you?
Plus,
Yeah.
you don't have futuristic weapons in Primal. You're like
Yeah.
a caveman.
Yeah, and you throw in rocks
That's
and
not as fun.
sticks.
Yeah, this game is completely online.
Yeah, I want
2
some
teams of
time
5
warp shit
players.
where they take you back, but you still have like a shotgun and a rocket launcher. Or it could be futuristic. Some evil person clones dinosaurs. You know, that works too. It could just
That's
be Jurassic
called
Park.
Jurassic Park. Yeah,
Hey, they made
We're
Avatar.
not too far from that.
Why not Jurassic Park?
right. Jurassic Park would have been a way better use of assets.
We got Far Avatar, you know.
I don't want that. They keep Avatar. Avatar fucking sucks.
mean,
I bet the game
Avatar
is really
Starfighter
good.
might not be
Game
bad.
looks really good.
It might be great. It
Yeah.
might be great.
We'll never
I
know.
would never fucking find out.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
what
we will never know, will we?
Of
Such a
all the
shame. We will
shit
never
you
know.
play, you're not playing that.
all the franchises out there. That's the one I'm not touching.
PSA
10 out of 10.
Game Pass prices increase tomorrow. So if you get any deals on Game Pass, you better get them while you can. I'm be hoarding my codes like Chappelle, man.
Oh.
This is old news at this point, so I don't know how much time we want to spend on this, but there was like a lot of fireworks in the closing arguments with the FTC Xbox case. This came out the day after the podcast last week.
I was gonna say, when did this happen? Because I stopped paying attention completely.
Yeah, the day after we recorded, they had their closing arguments. Well, we learned a lot of shit. Like a lot of shit went down. I was following the live blog, and it was entertaining, and the Discord was popping off. I wrote down notes. Here's how entertaining it was. Like once it got started, after 2 or 3 things kind of popped up, I was like, oh, I better take notes or I will never remember this. So I wrote these notes then, and I haven't looked at them since. I don't even know what's here. So let's read some.
Let's go in the Wayback Machine.
Yeah. So the judge asked the defense during their closing remarks, if Sony had a deal with Microsoft for Call of Duty, would we be here today? Yeah. The judge is really on one. At one point, the judge asked the FTC's expert witness, they're kind of, I forget what they're called, the economist or whatever, the person that they brought in to say like this is going to harm competition. They asked him if he was looking at real data.
Damn.
And because I wrote this down and it's been so long and we haven't talked about it, I may be not accurately paraphrasing, but I believe the context of this question was something like Xbox's or Microsoft's expert witness brought a lot of like consumer trends and buying stuff, and they had like data to back up their conclusions, and the other person's was just like more of like projecting. And so the judge was like, they looked at real data. What the hell are you looking at? Like, what are you basing this off of? That's never good, by the way. Never good if a judge is like, what were you looking at? Where are you pulling this information from?
Jesus.
I thought you'd love this, Dev. The judge asked, what if they have a PC? Why isn't everybody, in particularly in 2023, likely to own a PC? So they don't have to buy a console.
Yeah. I mean, it's the way to go.
The rebuttal to this, actually, I do remember the rebuttal to the judge was, well, gaming PCs cost a lot of money and not everybody has a gaming PC. And the judge responded, are you sure about that? Because during coronavirus, I thought everybody had $1,000 computer. It was like, wow, look at the judge go.
This judge is on point.
Well, PC game is such a niche market.
It's the niche. Oh my God. I could not handle XP this week. I was like, what the hell is Haley on right now? What is she smoking? This is her exact words to Delvin. She was like, well, Delvin, PC's the niche gaming market.
Yes.
Small community.
Ooh, small. Minuscule.
Oh, she asked all of this for a shooter video game for this one game. That's what I'm telling you. Like, shit was popping off. Like it's very funny. Judge Corley then asked the FTC, what the FTC thinks about Jim Ryan saying there's nothing anti-competitive about making Star whatever, is what she said, exclusive. And the FTC said they didn't know. And Judge Corley replied, because he does the same thing.
She was paying attention.
Wow.
She was on it. Oh, wow.
Because of what happened with the CMA, I think most anybody, we're all worried that like, we're just going to be in this room listening to judge and lawyers talk about things they don't know about video games. And they would make some dumb ruling based on like the CMA cloud and the marketing and stuff. And it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. Whether it goes either way, I mean, at least I get a good impression the judge knows what the hell is at stake here and what they're talking about. There's again, the FTC is trying to argue that the Switch is not a console. And it doesn't count versus PlayStation or Xbox, to which the judge responded, they said it's not the same. And she responded, it's not the same. In many ways, it's better. You can hook into the TV and you can take it on the airplane.
I like this judge.
This judge needs to judge over all of the video game things.
Judge Corley asks, how big is the market of the people that care so much that they would switch and buy an Xbox they wouldn't otherwise buy? The FTC says it's not about just switching. The harm to the PlayStation person that they have Call of Duty and there's some new character or skin that's not on the Xbox.
That already happened.
That's why that was important, because that's what already happens. The FTC then said, we've heard about the harm to Sony, to which Judge Corley replied, this is about the harm to the consumer, not the harm to Sony.
Mm-hmm. There's no there's no way the FTC wins this. It's just, oh god, it's so bad.
Microsoft called the FTC skepticism of their cloud contracts. Clown contracts is funnier. Yeah, absolutely absurd. And then I did write, I'm not going to read all this, but let's see if I can surmise like the last sentence or so. Yeah, here we go. This would be Microsoft's lawyer. I mean, it's absolutely absurd, really, to suggest that Satya Nadella got up in this courtroom and said he would honor it. In fact, he doesn't even like exclusives. He would like his content to be everywhere, because they're saying that even though they've signed these 10-year deals, that we don't know what those deals will encompass. We can't just take that at their word. I mean,
just look at Microsoft's track record over the last 10, 15. They are trying to be everywhere and on everything. They don't want to hold exclusives to anything. They're like, let Apple do that. We're going to put our stuff on Apple's machine.
Judge Corley voices to FTC her concern that this industry changes all the time. It's dynamic. It's amorphous. Judge asks, if Call of Duty was on Game Pass, not on PlayStation Plus, wouldn't that just incentivize Sony to up their game? It would increase competition as opposed to decreasing competition. It's not available on PlayStation Plus now, so that's not taking anything away from consumers.
As Call of Duty World War whatever comes to PlayStation Plus.
Correct. Same day. And then Microsoft, in this case, there are a lot of competitors. Every piece of evidence, every testimony said it makes sense to keep it on multiple platforms. No document said that Microsoft had planned to hold it back. No one did that analysis because it doesn't make sense. That was their response when they were talking about exclusives, about making exclusive. They're like, we never thought of that because nobody wants to do that. So she'll have her final judgment at some point, I think soon. What is it, by the 12th or whatever, like in the next week? And I'm sure somebody will appeal it, but it basically, I don't know. It comes down to this. Kotick said if the injunction is granted that they're going to walk away from the deal. Maybe he said that to try and apply some pressure, or maybe they actually will walk away from the deal. Who knows? But if we're taking him on his word, if Judge Corley says, I'll grant the injunction, the deal is over. But if she denies the injunction, then it sounds like, and I'm just regurgitating what reporters are saying, it sounds like Microsoft's going to move to close this deal without CMA approval, without the appeal process being done. It looks like Microsoft's like, look, we're going to buy Activision, and if you want to try and sue us to unravel that, go ahead. And if the CMA doesn't like us, go fuck yourself. And like, we just won't do it in the UK. I heard on a YouTube video, somebody was saying that maybe they just don't do cloud in the UK. Maybe they just take xCloud away. And that's like, they're like, fine, now we own Activision. And do you want the game on PlayStation? We're going to make the game. You can buy it. But we just won't have it on cloud. Since cloud is such a big deal to you, we'll just deactivate xCloud for the entire territory. Which,
sounds like a win to me.
I mean, based on the CMA's logic, that would seem, that makes sense.
You're worried about this cloud thing? No problem. off the table.
Or maybe they just say Call of Duty is not available on the cloud in the UK, on any cloud.
Yeah.
But that seems like less competition. I mean, I don't know.
Right.
This,
That's like,
yeah.
yeah,
It's been a strange ride. I don't know which way this is going to go. I mean, I've seen points made on both sides, but I feel like the sound reasoning just on whether or not this is or is not, competitive is on Microsoft's side. I just feel like most sane, people can agree with that, regardless of the dog in the fight, whether you care. I will address Haley's point because she was yelling at Delvin on XP. She was very upset that Xbox said that they bought Activision because they found out Starfield was possibly going to be exclusive. But to the point that she really sounded like her point was that Xbox heard this one game was going to exclusive, so they decided to buy an entire publisher. And that's not really the context of that questioning or line of logic at all.
Well, damn, they took Dishonored. Damn, they did that one game with the magic. Oh, and they're trying to make Starfield exclusive? Okay, this is too much. We're just going to go ahead and buy it.
Yeah, it was a long line of exclusives that was pushing them out. Not with just Bethesda, but across the industry. But in particular with Bethesda, you were talking about a company that Xbox has a long history with their PC roots and Oblivion and Skyrim. These are things that have been very important, to their console business. So, I understood exactly why they would think that. So we'll see. We will see.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting. Hope it goes through. Hope it goes through.
No, I actually think I'm with everybody else. I just hope it's over one way or the other. I really don't. At this point, I really don't care. I want, as somebody who buys Call of Duty every year, I want Call of Duty to be in Game Pass. I feel like I can qualify that statement because I think right now, there's a lot of people yelling about this deal that don't play Call of Duty.
Yeah.
And I see that because as somebody who does play a Call of Duty, I've gotten that side eye or those looks or those Twitter, rebuttals about playing Call of Duty over the years. I know most folks don't. And it's very strange to see so many people so vocal about a franchise that they don't play.
Yeah, the people who play Call of Duty aren't even they don't care about any of this. They're not even looking at it because they're gonna buy Call of Duty no matter what happens.
Yeah, they're gonna buy it on PlayStation.
Everybody else just sit back, let the thing happen, and maybe
my rooting interest has been twofold. I would love Call of Duty to come to Game Pass. That saves me money every year. I'm not rooting for Xbox. I'm rooting for me. I'm rooting for my wallet. That's what helps Donnie the best. Two, I would like Activision to make things other than Call of Duty. And I think the best path forward for that is for Xbox to own them. Because I think Xbox may potentially either move Call of Duty developers back onto other projects or perhaps move Activision IP to other developers. Either way, I think the best case for us to get a new Guitar Hero game is if they get purchased by Microsoft. I don't think we're going to get one if they continue to be Activision. So that's my rooting interest. But at this point, let's just move on. Who cares?
Let's close up shop, move along. Nothing to see here.
Yeah. So, some quick hitters. Daedalic is ending all internal development after Gollum.
Closing up shop, nothing to see here.
Apparently, they was working on another Lords of the Ring game too, I think.
Yeah, they said that afterwards. They've made some good stuff. Not like great stuff, but they've made some indie stuff internally. I know a lot of people know them for publishing, which is what they're going to go back to. I'm trying to remember the name of that game. Because I've played a few things that they did. I reviewed one of them, and the name just escapes me at the moment. But I really dug it. State of Mind. It was a pretty cool little game. And they did Anna's Quest. A lot of people know that one. It's pretty big, mobile, stuff like that. So, but yeah, it's apparently Gollum done them in.
Yeah, how'd they land this title? That's the other thing. It's just it feels like they put a lot on this studio or this publisher to try to make a
bit more than they could chew.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
And for everybody that hates the consolidation, I'll just use this as a point to make. This is why you have that kind of consolidation happening. People cannot afford to miss.
Yeah.
Because if you miss
at all,
you shut down the whole damn studio. You fire everybody. And the only reason that like to make bigger AAA games, the Lord of the Rings games that you want them to make, not Moria, game that I'm excited to play, but to make another Lord of the Rings game, a proper Lord of the Rings Shadow of War game, you got to be willing to bet, $100 million on that project. And
yeah,
it's tough.
Based off of the numbers Sony was throwing out for The Last of Us 2.
Dude, I heard you guys talk about those. I'm glad you guys thought those were real. I think they're way, way lower than what they paid to make those games.
Right. I don't think that includes any
marketing or anything. Yeah, none of that shit.
Nothing.
Dude, they paid Naughty Dog like 9 years to make The Last of Us.
Right.
That's what I'm thinking.
That shit was so much more.
That's what I was thinking. I was figuring it's probably more because I was figuring that's just the basic cost. That's not including marketing.
Yeah, I think that's like that was some bare bones stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Probably didn't include.
But that's what I'm saying.
Probably didn't include bonuses. It didn't include any like employee share of the profits or any of that stuff. It was probably just like straight pay for the people that were still there. Maybe not all the people that were there. Maybe not contracted help, support studios. Definitely not marketing. Like, I saw those numbers.
My point
and I was
is,
like,
that is
Jimmy Butler gift, man. Just like
amount. That's a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. And even then it was still $200. It was still $200 million. And that's the thing. It was still $200 million. Like we're like scoffing at them spending $200 million. But that's just because that's where AAA game development is these days.
And that was my point, that like it's so high you cannot really miss on those type of things. When you're spending $200 million,
you're shutting the whole damn studios down.
That is why there are no more AA studios.
Yeah, that's why we don't have another Shadow War game, Shadow of Mordor. Can't afford it. Was it Monolith? WB's not going to pay Monolith 6 years to make that, and it doesn't sell well, and they're not going to do that. That's why we have Moria and Gollum. That's why we have these smaller, indier type projects. I want to play Gollum one day for cheap, not for real money, but
you probably won't have too long to wait. It's probably going to get cheap real quick.
Yeah.
It'll be in a humble bundle tomorrow for 99 cents.
Moving to our Rude Days 93 over and under, gives us an over under. Oh, hang on a second. Scoring update. We're all tied. So who goes first?
Yeah. Still Delvin.
Because he's the incumbent.
No,
I like that. You're the incumbent. All right, Delvin, you go first on one question. I'll go first on the other one. I'll let you pick which question. Okay. Over under 79.5 for Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. Do you want this question? You want the next question?
Or over and under $190.
Okay, so I'll take this one then. Over under 79.5 for Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. Oxenfree got an 80. That's a good bet, actually. Honestly, I think you set the number well here, Rude Days. I think that's probably right in the middle of where it is. But for giggles, I'll take the over.
I was going to pick the over too.
I'm also thinking the over. I don't know shit about Oxenfree, but I'm going with the over.
I was thinking like mid-80s.
Fuck it, I'll take the under. I changed my pick. I was thinking I was doing you a solid. No, I'll take the under. Yeah, I'll take the under. I honestly think this could go either way. This is like a 50-50 for me. I could see it both ways. This game has been delayed a long time. So like maybe that's not a good thing. And maybe it reviews it well. Or it's been delayed a long time. Maybe that's a good thing. And it comes out better than ever. Who knows? When's it come out? Like next week?
I don't know.
I think so.
I pre-ordered it. I have no idea when it comes out.
July 12th.
Wow. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna. I don't think I'm gonna play it then. I'm gonna play Pikmin first.
Wait, this is a Netflix
I think
game?
I might have to...
Yeah, remember Netflix bought them.
Yes.
I don't remember that. I'm gonna forget it after this podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think I think I want to play Pikmin at least for a little bit before. Like when I play Oxenfree, I want to just play Oxenfree. I don't want to be playing multiple things. I just want to settle in and play Oxenfree. So I actually might be delayed on that. I probably won't play it like right away.
I might play. I'm definitely gonna probably play it day one. I want to see
So
how
I bother Rebecca. Maybe you need to fill in for me on Shaq then, because Rebecca's gonna play it. She's gonna want to talk about it, and maybe I shouldn't be there.
Yeah, that might be a good point.
With PlayStation.
I love the first one.
Yeah, they did that too on Nintendo. Like anybody that pre-ordered it, you save like $5. So yeah. I pre-ordered on Nintendo like months ago. Yeah. Okay. Well, I took the under. You two took the over. Next question: over or under 190 and a half for the PlayStation Q handheld?
Over.
Yeah, I'm not going to take the under. There's no way in hell I'm going to take the under.
That's just going to be $229.99.
I could be $199.
$199.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I think it's going to be.
I think that's a good spot for it. Actually, I do. I think if they ever do actually rope in real cloud gaming to that thing, I think $199 is a sweet. I think it's a good price. I think people will sell it. I mean, I think people will buy it at that price.
It becomes the PlayStation Switch.
They might sell 10 million of those fuckers at $199.99. Not lying. As ugly and hideous as it is, I would expect at least 5 Discord members to get one.
Oh, it'll be more than that.
Yeah, right? Like 5 is like the minimum. Like we're going to have 5 people in the Discord doing Rob.
Rob's buying 2 of them.
Yeah, he's getting one.
Rob is buying 2 alone.
He's talking all this shit on PlayStation 5. He's back. He's just come back. Damn Toy Story gift and everything. He's all in. Yeah. No, I don't think he's going to get one. I think he's seeing the ally life like I am. But Rebecca's going to get one. I think Kyle's going to get one. Josh will probably get one. I think most people are going to get one. And I'm totally down for it. I think as when this thing was announced, I'm like, I want to believe in it. I'm behind it. And when they start doing it and it starts being cool, Delvin's going to get one. It's all happening.
Delvin's going to be there day one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 100%.
I feel seen. I'm not even gonna act like I might not. Yeah, I might talk shit right now and see like, yeah, I kind of want one. Just to see how it works.
It looks pretty cool. I mean, it needs cloud gaming.
It looks pretty ugly.
It needs cloud gaming. I mean, like the concept.
It does.
The concept is cool. But
the concept is cool. The device itself is ugly as shit.
Yeah, it's real ugly.
Ugly as fuck.
It needs cloud. That's the thing.
It does.
Needs you need to be able to remote to something that isn't your console when you're away from home. Like remoting to your console is cool while you're at home. That's what I did today, right? Like I picked up my thing and carried on and kept playing. It's the same idea, but you need to be able to hit a server instead. That'd be better experience.
Yeah. I remoted to my home from Houston, and it was pretty good.
Was it? Maybe I'm just out on the remote play. Maybe remote play is way better. Remote play was iffy on my G Cloud. It was okay.
Yeah, mine is always, it's weird. Like Stadia for me, like did not work in my home at all. Like
really, yeah, Stadia worked like a charm for me.
Remote play, I could do that in Houston. I could do that from my house, and it'd be
so. Never mind. Maybe that's all you need. Maybe that is good enough. Maybe that experience is good enough. So. I never had that remote play experience.
Rob's experience was shit. So who knows?
Yeah.
I think it's just it's so hit or miss.
It's gonna vary from person to person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm rooting for it though. I want to see everybody do something like this. And I love they're like, the Switch is not a console, it's not competition. And they're like, here's our version of the Switch. Like honestly,
that's how you do it.
A lot of gamers listening to this stuff, like I feel like wanted to be there, like to like have a rebuttal on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when I'm sitting there listening to them talk about a Switch isn't a competitor, I so badly just wanted Microsoft's lawyer to like put a Vita on the stand. Like just get a Vita out and just put it on the table and be like, Your Honor, no further question. like, what the fuck are you guys talking about? Oh,
like the judge asked, what the hell data were y'all looking at?
Yeah, it's funny. We have some fun rumors now. This is a little old, but it's been going around for the past week. So apparently Ubisoft is looking at remaking Assassin's Creed Black Flag and that it's years away.
Huh.
They can keep that. Like, unless you're getting rid of the boats.
Yeah, they're
Just
definitely like, and there are more
Huh?
boats. They're going to do more
Let's
boats.
go.
Get rid of the boats.
They're going to do
That's
bigger
the
and
point of
better
the game.
boats.
No. God, no.
Yeah.
I would replay a
Get rid of the-
remake, but I want it to be a proper remake and not what they've called remastered. Like,
The PC port.
yeah, the PC port. And if it's years away, then I assume that it's like a legit remake. You know, that like if they're going to spend that much time on it, then it's going to be a real remake. I would give a remake a try. I'll try.
Why? Why Black Flag?
It was like one of the more popular games they've released recently.
And it is one of the most popular Assassin's Creed games.
Yeah, super
people
popular
love
game.
that game.
A lot of people think it saved Assassin's Creed.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a common thing. A lot
Yeah.
of people look at Black Flag as like
Yes.
the game that saved the series.
Especially after 3. People hated
Mhm.
3.
Yep.
That's a damn shame.
I agree with you. You and I have we don't see eye to eye on a lot, but we see eye to eye on 4. Like, fuck Black Flag.
Keep that.
I did not like that game.
Me either.
I like the character though. And like the pirate story is cool, but like so much focus on the boat. It was too much
Yeah.
boat.
I don't
Too
want
much
no boat.
boat.
Let me just be a pirate and do pirate things without the damn boat. The boat is
Yeah.
just a way to get me from point A to point B.
But
I don't want nothing to do with the rest of the
So
boat.
that's kind of the point of the game. You got to get the boat. The good with the bad.
No,
I would replay it though, but I'm a sucker. I'm gonna play every Assassin's Creed.
you will.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even lie. I would play every Assassin's Creed. So like, if they're remaking Black Flag, am I gonna play it? Yeah, probably. I want to come here and tell you how much I don't like the boats.
Yeah.
Maybe they make the boats better. Maybe more fun.
No.
Boats
Boat
have come a long
combat.
way. Like I
Boat
did a lot of sailing in Valhalla.
But did you do boat combat?
Boats have come a
No,
long way.
I did no boat combat.
Exactly.
Did
That's
none
the
of that
problem.
shit.
Boat combat's not fun. All right. I don't care
It
who
really isn't.
who-
The whole you sunk
Listen.
my battleship and you gotta swim
People.
up next to each other and stuff. That's lame.
boat combat's not fun. Stop lying to yourself.
It's just
Just
boring.
stop. It's not fun.
It'd be like having
Just
Call of
move
Duty,
slow
but like it's like
Okay.
Revolutionary War and you just shoot muskets.
and have to reload and
Yeah, and you see like,
No.
and you literally just line
No.
up and face each other and then shoot each other and people fall down. You know, like
Sounds exciting.
that's
stupid.
exactly what Black Flag was.
Yeah. No thank you.
Ugh.
Like can
Um,
this should be the game with the fast option to just not deal with the boat battles. No thank you.
What if they did that? What if you like skip the boat battles?
If I can skip all the boat crap, I'm with it.
I don't think they do that, but that'd be amazing if they did.
It would be. It'd be incredible.
If there was
Boat
like a
combat
no
option.
boat mode,
Sign me up.
you're like grounded, you could turn the spiders off. What if they're like, hey, it's Assassin's Creed Black Flag with or without the boats? Your
I need
choice.
it as an accessibility option. I have a phobia for boats.
I too have a phobia for the boats.
Give me an accessibility option to turn the boats off.
I'm scared of
please,
sinking.
that's
It just
what
gives me
they
too
say.
much anxiety. I can't play.
Yeah.
Is there a thing of that? Is there a phobia for boats?
I'm sure there is. There's a phobia for everything. Boats, sharks, water, open water. I know there's got to be a phobia for all of that. I've got that.
Yeah.
Thalassophobia, the irrational fear of boats, the sea, and the ocean. That's me.
There we go.
Ever since that sub imploded, I have thalassophobia,
I'm
and I
terrified.
need an accessibility option in Assassin's Creed Black
Oh
Flag.
my
Turn the
God.
boats off. Hashtag turn the boats off. Let's go.
I can't believe this conversation.
We started it. Started here.
Yep. Don't forget.
We talked about this last week. Korea rated Red Dead Redemption, right? And everybody's like, "Oh, is there a remaster?" Well, apparently, I'm getting this from Reddit. Apparently, Colin Moriarty's chimed in on this, and he said that this is absolutely real. He's seen it, and then it's happening imminently, like soon. I think he said August. If the Reddit thread, I didn't write it down, but if the Reddit thread it's in the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit. If anybody wants to go find it, but I think he said that it could possibly be announced in August. Now, adding
Gamescom
a little.
time?
I'm sorry.
Is that Gamescom time? Gamescom, Germany.
Yes. I don't know. Yeah, I think so.
I was just trying to think if there was a big thing they could announce it at.
I think it's late August. I was gonna say July, but it's July. Like I don't even remember.
Yeah. 27th through 23rd of August.
There you go.
There you go.
So yeah, maybe it's there. Adding some validity to Colin's claim, this has been going around on Twitter today. Is apparently Take-Two in some investor thing, somewhere they wrote down their plans for the fiscal year. I was trying to find out how dated this was because it sounded like something that may have come out like in an internal report, but I couldn't find the source. But there's a quote where Take-Two said they have 2 previously released titles they are planning to release before the end of their fiscal year 2023, which would be before March. Before next March, they have 2 games to release that have already been previously released. So either, a game comes to a new system or remaster or remake. So it gives it a little bit more credibility. We could be playing fucking Red Dead Redemption soon.
Max Payne 3. Let's go.
I think that's a little... Oh, they're not doing... What do they do? They're doing Max Payne 1 and 2, right? Remedy?
They are?
Yes.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. But I'd be very excited to play Red Dead Redemption again. And I imagine it's going to be in Red Dead Redemption 2's engine.
Which might not bode so well for PC.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. We'll see. And then that's the news.
All right. Time for questions.
Hey, PSVG gang, is it time to get into the questions?
Yeah! It's for Delvin.
Kicking us
was
off.
Supposed to win Money in the Bank.
I forgot that was even happening. I think B-Mox was like in the chat and he was like, so-and-so won. I was like, what? When what? And I was like, oh shit, like Money in the Bank's happening. I didn't even know it was happening.
It was pretty good too.
Completely missed it.
Yeah, well, shit happens. Kicking us off, Free to Play Joe says, what do you think about Pete Hines' email regarding Call of Duty not being exclusive when all Bethesda games were made exclusive?
I completely forgot about that. That was another thing that came out in that trial. There was an email from Pete Hines who was like, yo, what the fuck, guys?
What the hell? So we're not good enough to be everywhere, but they are?
That's basically it, though. That's the truth. The truth is that nobody wants to hear it, but that's the truth. The truth is that non-Elder Scrolls Bethesda games don't sell well enough. They're more, it's not that they don't sell well enough. They're more valuable to the Xbox brand as an exclusive than if they just release them everywhere.
Yep.
Correct.
That's why. Do I want it to be that way? No. I said that then. I'm totally fine if they release Bethesda games elsewhere. I would love at the least give it like the timed thing. Like release Starfield year 1 or 2 on Xbox and then bring it to PlayStation down the road. I'd care less about that.
How it was gonna be a PlayStation exclusive anyway.
Hi-Fi Rush and all that other stuff. Like, I don't care if it comes to PlayStation. And honestly, I wonder if they're regretting that decision now. Because had they not done that, had they kept dual publishing, I don't think there'd be a whole lot of ground to stand on right now against the Activision deal. They'd be like, look, we bought Bethesda and we're still doing the games over there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But yeah, the answer is, what do I think about it? I think Phil Spencer and everybody crunched the numbers and they're like, this does more for us as an exclusive than the money we'd make on a competing platform.
Yep. 1000%.
Because I expect that some of the gamers that were going to play it on PlayStation are just going to play it on PC. So I don't think, not all of them, I won't go that far, but probably a good portion of people that are interested in playing Starfield on PlayStation will probably find their way to play it on PC.
As the judge said, why isn't everybody just trying to get a gaming PC?
Yeah, like, I don't believe there's too many people out there. I think the smallest group would be on the people that like boycott and revolt. I'm just never going to play it again. I don't think there's a lot of those people out there.
Exactly. There's not.
Gamers, the way this industry has worked for decades is we are accustomed to having multiple places to play games.
Indeed. That's what we do.
Yep.
Drew wants to know, would you rather get $1 million up front or put 50 million on the line if you can score 15 points in a real NBA game?
Fuck that. Give me my $1 million up front. I'm not doing that shit.
Pay me my money. I'm not trying to suit up against NBA players. For what?
Dude, I wouldn't get 3 points in an NBA game.
I wouldn't get no points. I
don't think I'd get like to the first time out.
Right.
My fat ass would be laying on the court and shit. Be dragged off.
You know how long an NBA court is?
Thank you.
To be running up and down that motherfucker? No, absolutely not.
I don't know if I could get 15 points in a high school game.
I can't now. I could have then, but now no.
Definitely not in an NBA game.
Yeah.
Definitely out there talking trash to Kawhi and shit, getting elbowed and bumped.
Right. Getting knocked the fuck out just because I can't keep my mouth shut. No thank you. But
also, I'm not that greedy.
Regular court, and then going to like the full college court and being like, why is it so much longer? This is ridiculous.
It's like, way longer.
So big.
I could live so well with $1 million infusion.
Oh yeah.
Like 50 is kind of too, like, definitely not too much. Like I could spend 50 million well to you, but like 50 million is like an embarrassment of riches. At that point, you're not even trying. Yeah. But like, as frugal as I am, the amount that I could stretch $50 million and then some, like, I don't need to be all that. You know, I'd do very well for $1 million. Yes, I'd have 1 million people think I have 20.
I'd be fine.
Yeah, I'd be good. Just give me my money.
I'd be just fine.
I'm good. There's no need.
Playing basketball on my own court.
Right. I'll buy a court and just call it a day. A half court at that.
Yeah.
15 points in an NBA game. What the hell?
Not even a little bit.
To me, radio says if you could own, too much. It's way too much. If you could own one vintage arcade coin-op machine for your home, what would it be? Mine is Double Dragon. I want the original Double Dragon arcade cabinet.
It's gonna just do one like that. There you go.
But that's not vintage.
Why isn't it vintage?
Because it's just no. What do you want the original Golden Tee? Like one of the original giant.
That's what that is. I've got 4 Golden Tees on this one, including the original.
Yeah, I think he meant like just like the original cabinet, vintage, all that.
The actual original cabinet with the coin slots and stuff. That's what he's talking about.
Right, but that would be my answer. Would be the original
Golden
Tee cabinet. Could I pick a skee ball machine? Does that count?
That counts.
That counts.
Yeah.
Skee ball's pretty fucking awesome. To this day, it's still really fun.
Yep. I agree.
The game ages well. Or one of those basketball ones.
Pop shot.
Yeah, those are fun.
I had one of those in my house at one point.
Of course you did. You live in a fucking world of toys.
Yeah, it's like a carnival.
I had one for a long, like several years.
What happened?
We moved till we end up getting rid of it. We moved till we end up getting rid of it. But I used to play that thing almost like every day.
Mm-hmm.
It was so much fun.
So you should be good for the
15 points.
For the 15.
You good. You be good. You golden.
You got the 15.
Absolutely.
That's 5 corner threes. That's 1 Max Strus game.
The Heat need to go ahead and sign you because Lord knows they ain't got nobody on their
roster. Gonna need some help. That might be good enough. With Bam and Jimmy and Dame, like Delvin might be good enough. Like they don't need a lot.
Man,
just, get them Udonis Haslem minutes.
Yeah.
I haven't had an asthma attack in 30 years. I'd probably have one in that game. They like, you don't have asthma no more.
It'd be the pregame warm up. He's running out of the tunnel, shaking hands. He hits the last hand and just collapses into the floor.
Just collapse on the floor.
Damn, anthems being sang, lights are going on. He's just on the floor.
Look at him. He won't stand for the anthem.
He's very patriotic. He's just down on all knees right now. Delvin's like, sit down.
Yeah.
The moment was just
how it would go.
He was so into the moment, so deep in love with this moment and opportunity. He's just collapsed to the floor. He's kissing the floor, everybody. Take it all in.
Yeah.
So
what original cabinet? That's hard. Because I had, like I said, the ones that I. Which one?
Zoltar from Big. That's what you want, huh?
Not, absolutely not. The ones I have now are kind of ones I wanted. Like, I got the Dragon's Lair one upstairs, and I got Street Fighter. I got Marvel vs. Capcom. I got NBA Jam. I guess, you know what? I feel like I would have to get something that Blitz would be cool. I was going to say, I feel like I have to get something that I couldn't normally just have in my house. Like T2 maybe would be cool to have.
Yeah.
Or like the big arcade racing cabinets they have, like
cruising and shit.
On the USA or something.
Like cruising. Yeah, something like that.
Those are cool. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
That's a good pick. I wouldn't mind having one of those. That's pretty rad.
You legit live in a carnival, Delvin.
A DDR machine?
Like, that'd be fun.
Dude, I tried playing that. Talk about having a damn stroke.
I was gonna say I would be the same way. I'll be at a basketball game. 5 minutes in, I'm laying on the floor. Yeah.
Good stuff. El Teco wants to know, why did The Rock cross the road? Delvin, this is for you.
Get away from Vin Diesel. I don't know.
I wouldn't even think of The Rock. I was literally thinking of like A Rock.
Yeah, I got nothing on this. But there you go. Yeah, get away from Vin Diesel. That'll work. There's the answer.
Yeah,
sure.
Taco Goon wants to know, did we ever play College Slam for the SNES?
Absolutely.
It played well, and the music was perfect.
Yep. College Slam was the shit. I have it on my Super Nintendo Mini.
Yeah, no, I didn't play this.
Really?
I'm Googling. Make sure this was the one I played.
I remember.
I just didn't play it. I mean, I'm like, why am I going to play this when NBA Jam exists? Or Arch
This is college.
I don't. No.
Oh, I did play this. This was fun.
Yep.
The only college basketball game I played was Coach K, which was basically like NBA Live, but college basketball, and you could break the backboard during the game.
I should put College Slam on my ally. I didn't even think about it. Could do that.
I played Coach K too. Coach K was fun.
That I haven't played. Probably because I was playing College Slam.
I think that one was only on Genesis too.
That would be the why. I never had a Genesis. I never had a Genesis ever.
Taco Goon, it's a great name, by the way.
If you put an R in there, he's Taco Goron, and I was like, that's a cooler name. That's what I was thinking when I saw it. Like, that's pretty cool. It'd be a cooler name.
Definitely did not think of that. Taco Goon works because I live in Southern California. Taco Goon makes all the sense. Six Wheel says, if you can swap one Marvel hero with one DC villain, what's your pick? I don't want to swap a hero with a villain, first and foremost.
Dalvin's wheelhouse, your time to shine.
To balance things out and make it more interesting.
Does it though?
Kind of.
Yeah, like what's the balance there? Is it because DC's heroes suck so bad? But I feel like DC's villains suck just as bad. Like their villains are not very good either.
Good villains.
I'm just going to get rid of a shitty Marvel character and get a good DC.
Batman has some good villains. I don't know about everybody else's villains.
I don't care about DC.
I have my answer. Hyperion can get the fuck out of here.
Who?
That's the Marvel hero because exactly. That answers your question right there. He's basically Marvel's version of Superman.
I'm so let down. Delvin, this is your wheelhouse. You came with some shit that nobody knows.
I'm getting. This is the reason why. I'm getting rid of Hyperion. That he can go to DC because that's where he fits at. He's like a Superman knockoff. There's 1,000 Superman knockoffs in DC. Who gives a fuck? Yeah, I want Deathstroke in Marvel. Deathstroke is dope.
Okay.
Deathstroke can fight Captain America. He can fight Deadpool. He can fight so many great Marvel characters. Give me Deathstroke.
I was literally
cool as fuck.
When Dev read the question, I thought the intent of the question was to like make DC better. You've gone the opposite.
Fuck that.
Make DC
why?
worse.
I was making Marvel cool. This was
Okay.
taken from DC.
Yeah, I had the
It was
wrong.
all
I had the
about
wrong
DC.
idea. I guess.
Yeah. No. They can take
My bad.
We cool.
Yeah, we don't care about
We don't have to
DC.
make them cool. No,
I'm gonna take the Joker because the Joker is just psychotic, and
Awesome.
we're gonna get rid of some shitty Marvel character that I don't really care about. We're gonna get rid of Marrow.
I don't know who that is either.
Exactly.
There you go. That's the point.
Wow.
That's the point of this.
Yeah.
Give
it?
them the shit.
I think they made that character up only for one of the cartoons too.
Yeah.
Like I think it was like Wolverine and the X-Men or something.
Yeah, we don't need them. Hey, give DC Morph. Just
Right?
take Morph. There you go. Take Morph.
Take Morph, and then Morph can be whoever you want him to be.
Yeah, y'all take Morph. We'll take Darkseid.
Yeah.
Y'all clearly not using them right.
I don't know half of any of these people. I don't even think any of my answers would count.
I mean, you can just pick anybody.
I'm looking up a list of
Just pick
100 DC villains, and dude, some of these are terrible. I can't believe you were like DC has great villains. They do not.
They do. Well, let me rephrase that. Batman has great villains, and by proxy, DC has great villains. Everybody just uses
can I
Batman
do the
villains
Bat
over again.
Goblins? Since you said Bat, the Bat Goblins from the movie, we'll send them
Yeah.
to Marvel because they were kicking
We don't want
Woman's
them.
ass. They were just beating the shit out of her. And then
We don't want
who
them fucking parademons.
who was crushing Wonder Woman? Captain Marvel. We'll bring Captain Marvel over so they can have a legit
To
good
DC?
female hero.
Wow. We're going to give up Captain Marvel for the fucking demons.
For fucking parademons. God damn.
Parademons. Wow. Darn
I was trying to go the opposite way. I'm trying to help DC out since their Wonder Woman
Well, you're helping
can't
them a
even
little too
beat up
much.
the Bat Goblins, and she's getting worked by the Bat Goblins. We just got to get somebody over there that can actually hold their own.
Wow.
Wow.
This man chose the parademons over like Ra's al Ghul, Two-Face, Bane.
I was looking here and the options that I was thinking until he said Batman, and when he said Bat, I remembered the Bat Goblins. I was like, oh, they suck. They can go. But I was looking at this list, and obviously I don't know any of these people, but the first thing I see here is Man Bat.
Oh yeah, Man Bat.
Batman.
The
That's
Mad
Batman
Hatter.
Yeah.
Also a Batman villain.
Yeah.
How is that not just like the Riddler? Is it different?
Because it's the Mad Hatter. It's not the Riddler.
Okay.
Mad Hatter
The ventriloquist.
Yeah.
Also a Batman villain.
Yes.
This
all
is
Batman
terrible.
villains.
That's what I
Calculator.
was saying.
I think that's also a Batman villain, isn't it?
This shit is dumb.
I think so.
So
Yeah.
I think what list are you looking at? It's like you're just looking at Batman villains and not even
No,
great Batman
I'm looking
villains.
at the exact same list he's looking at. It was just you put in like the top 100 DC villains. That's what comes
This
up.
is what
Those
This
are not
is
the
how-
top 100 DC villains.
this is how bad DC
those are
villains are.
100%
Told you
not
they're not very good.
Those are 100%. Those are 100% not the top 100.
I didn't even want to take
They're
Captain
not.
Marvel. I was
This is
just
somebody's
remembering
random list.
our Captain Marvel versus Wonder Woman debate.
They got
It didn't have to be
Darkseid
Captain
at
Marvel. He could be
23.
somebody else. Give me a middling
Dark
Marvel Avenger.
Let's get Lobo. Let's get Lobo.
Hercules.
What? No, somebody from the
Lobo's good.
movies.
Hercules was in the movies.
What?
Hercules. He's in the movies now. Yeah.
Hercules is in the last Thor
He's
movie.
in the movies.
No, that
Yes.
doesn't count. Thor movies suck.
This Thor movie wasn't that bad, but he's still in
How
the
about
movie.
Thor? There you go.
We're not giving up Thor.
It's not a trade.
Give
We're not
up,
trading.
Thor.
Is my answer. I said an Avenger. Why is it Thor's not good enough?
No, we don't want to give up Thor.
Thor's great. We don't give up Thor. No.
You
Let's
took
give DC
Deadpool.
Trash.
You didn't even hear me say anything. I was like, okay. And
No,
here I
no,
am,
we didn't
Thor.
take
You're like,
Deadpool.
how could you? No.
No. We took Death. We got we got
Deathstroke.
we got
Sorry.
Deathstroke.
We got Deathstroke.
Who's
We
awesome.
didn't give up Deadpool. Deathstroke is dope, and we gave up
No,
trash for it.
Yeah.
Again, you're trying to make DC better. We don't want no parts of that.
Yeah, I'm trying to make
We don't-
DC
we don't
better.
make them- No. You know what?
DC's just Batman. They should just drop DC and just Batman.
Based off that Flash movie, they definitely should do that. Just say fuck that. We don't need to do nothing else. But
Have you seen the
Batman
movie? Is it
movies.
bad?
It fucking sucks.
Does
It's
it?
not good.
Oh, that
I don't
hurts.
like
I
it.
really wanted to
I
like
fuck-
it.
You still might.
Michael Keaton's in the movie dope. You might like it. Michael Keaton's dope in the movie. I will say that.
Okay, definitely not Doctor Strange. Fuck that guy. Okay, not Thor. Ant-Man, the middling Avenger. He can fit in with the
He's
DC
kinda
guys,
the-
right?
I mean,
Yeah, kind of.
yeah,
That works.
we don't.
I mean,
we
that's
don't-
That
that's
works,
like
yeah.
all DC's things are, right? Batman and
we like Paul Rudd. We
Catwoman
don't
and
really care
Ant-Man.
about-
Like, here he is. You know, it's like that. That fits.
He does kind of fit over there.
That's how that
He kinda
shit
does
works.
fit
That's how
over
they
there.
do it. It's like Canada of superheroes over there, DC.
Oof.
They just pick like a color and the man or woman, and like that's it.
So we're giving them Ant-Man. Are you still taking the Parademons?
Is that not good enough? Do we need to give a better? How about
No.
Man Bat?
Yes.
You get
No.
Man Bat.
I mean, you got General Zod, you got Lobo, you got Darkseid, you got so many better characters. to choose
Lobo's cool.
Trying to make
Darkseid's cool.
DC,
Lobo's cool.
DC better, not worse. Get the Mad Hatter. It's just redundant. It feels redundant over here. We get 18 versions of that
Hatter's
same character. You definitely don't get the Joker.
That is kind of.
That's a joke. I don't know any of these other people. How about Metallo?
Talon's cool.
Is he?
Sounds like a fake ass Magneto.
Yeah, he's cool. He's
Captain Boomerang.
Oh man.
villain.
Oh, Captain Boomerang.
Abracadabra.
No.
I'm telling you, this stuff just reads like a Mad Lib. Like
It
they
is
just
the
opened a dictionary and pointed, and they were like, "That's it. That's the guy."
Abracadabra's a Teen Titans villain. Not a good one.
Black Hand.
That sounds racist.
Why you gotta go over the racist? His name is Black Hand.
I don't know who that is.
He's the upcoming villain to Black Panther. Black Hand.
The Black Hand means Black Panther. Good God. I apologize for this nonsense, D8. I'm
I
sorry.
don't.
I have
That
to
one
deal
got
with
me.
Did it.
Now I have to look up who Black Hand is.
I've contributed to I have no idea. I'm literally just picking off the list. I just scrolled. I've contributed to the superhero talk. Mission accomplished.
Wow. We did it. We did it. Ryan wants to know, Donnie and Delvin, did you guys get anything on the Steam sale or summer sales on consoles?
Yes.
I did not get anything.
Oh, you know, I didn't even talk about one of the
completely
games
forgot.
I'm playing.
I didn't get shit. I ain't buying no more games. I'm broke.
I bought Fatal Frame, Starship Troopers. I bought that Kingdom 80s game. I bought a game called Blood
Okay.
West. I bought a game called Postal. Brain Damaged.
Oh, you bought the original Postal?
No, the new one, Postal Brain Damaged.
Oh, okay.
I bought One Gun Guy and Super Panda Adventures and Metal Gear. But a game that I forgot to talk about at the top of our show, game that I've been playing quite a bit of, is I'm playing golf in it. And I bought Golf in it, which was on sale for the Steam Summer Sale. And it's pretty good. It is kind of like Golf Story. I mean, it has none of the RPG or adventure part of it. It just kind of plays golf kind of like that. Honestly, more like Clubhouse games, really, like on Switch. Like they had a little golf mode. It's kind of more like that. It's just it's just golf. There's no RPG mechanics or character creation or story. It's just golf. Just golfing. But it is fun and it is zany. There's like portals and little hazards that you can't hit, like turtles and shit that'll knock your ball out of the way and stuff like that. But good, but fun. I posted a couple TikToks, posted a couple videos on the Discord. I have been golfing it around in
Nice.
between. It's a great like little pick up and play game. It's super light too. It's just like I don't even know if it's a gig. So had it on the radar a little bit and went on sale, and I was like, I'm gonna snatch this up, and yeah, been kicking it with golfing it.
Very nice.
Mm-hmm. You didn't get anything, Delvin?
I didn't get anything. I
Really
forgot.
Surprising.
Yeah.
I was waiting for it. The sales weren't as good as I was hoping. There were several games that I really wanted to get
Is
like
it still going on?
a good discount on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Didn't it go on for like 2 weeks or something like that? It's like something weird.
I think it does.
I have no idea.
Let me look at that right now. See.
I can't get to the feature page.
Yeah, it's still going.
Yeah, still
Yeah,
going on until
July
13th.
13th. Yeah, you can get Red Dead for $20. Tons of Ubisoft stuff that's on sale.
They got a lot
A
of
bunch of
stuff.
stuff.
A real computer first? Is that, you got that
Not bad.
laptop. Can you game on that finally? Like, let's just be real. Like, plug your
It
controller in
can.
and call it a
I'm not
day.
gonna use it.
Forspoken is $34.
All of these PC
Oh, okay.
games you're buying for that Steam Deck, you could play on your laptop. Just
Oh, the Starship Troopers Extermination game.
I bought that. Yep. Me and Josh are going to
You
play it
played it
sometime
yet?
this week.
have you cracked it open at all, or
I haven't touched it.
okay?
Because I was playing Zelda at the time when I bought it. Josh was like, I'm going to get it too. And I was like, give me a week. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to play yet. So yeah, I'll probably play that before Pikmin comes out. I'll do a little bit of that with Josh at some
Oh,
point.
it's an early access. Okay.
Yeah, but it is on sale. I think you get $5 off or something.
Yeah.
But I want that Lego game,
Which one?
the driving game,
Oh, Lego.
like the Lego
Drive?
Forza. I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, that
I think
was
it's-
called Lego Drive.
And I wanted it to go on sale, and it's like, I think it's still like $50. I was like, no, it's too much.
Yeah. Wait till Black Friday.
I feel like the last couple like big Steam sales haven't been very like exciting. Like I keep seeing a lot of the same games go on the same sale. Like they all kind of locked in the same sale price,
Probably.
Whereas a couple years ago, man, you were getting a bunch of games for like $4, $6, $8. It definitely feels like inflation's hit the Steam market. Because like those same games now are like $19, $22, $26.
Interesting.
But there's still games to be had. I'm excited to play the Postal game.
Yeah.
Golfing
New
it's good.
Postal game. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Wonder what that's like.
Buy them by the bucket.
Postal. That's what you do. Got to buy them like Delvin buys fried rice.
That's right.
Yeah, I've had some fried rice in a while.
Delvin will have fried rice tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Probably.
Bucket it. Delvin's favorite person, Kyle the Pug.
Fuck
He
'em.
says, what's a professional sport that you didn't like at first, but you ended up becoming a fan of that sport anyway?
I never didn't like F1, but I just generally wasn't into like motor racing. So if that counts, it's definitely F1.
Yeah, I think that counts.
I've probably had the opposite. I've had sports I was fans of and like didn't get to feel like I don't want to watch this anymore.
Hockey. I used to watch hockey. I don't watch hockey anymore, but I used to. I know players' names and when they won the cup and shit. Like I generally used to watch hockey. I don't watch hockey anymore.
Interesting. I never watched hockey. I played NHL 94, and that is the extent of all of my
It's such a bigger deal in Ohio than it is in Georgia.
Well,
Like when I
that's-
lived in Ohio, people around watched hockey. When I moved here,
Ohio
nobody
is just
knows
southern
anything about hockey.
Canada. It's just southern Canada. There's no ice and snow in Georgia. Come on now. There's no hockey season.
Yeah, but
There's
like,
always hockey
but
season
there
in
is
Ohio.
weirdly like kind of a hockey scene. Like there's some colleges that play hockey, and there's like on the other side of the city of Atlanta, there's like a hockey like complex where people play hockey.
I mean,
But yeah,
look,
it's just not like in the lingo. It's not like a
I
thing.
feel like Georgia's more football.
Yeah, oh,
of
for
course it is.
sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, the whole
That's-
South
that's
is very
the thing,
football.
Georgia.
But so is Ohio.
Yeah, Georgia.
Cleveland is a football town. Like they all showed up when the Cavs won, but outside of that, like nobody really gives a fuck. Like it is a football town. But yeah, just hockey in general. Like
it's
when
the
I was
closest to Canada. That's basically.
I also just generally feel like it was more like in vogue and popular when I was younger than it is now. You know, I remember I was talking about this with Court. Like
but
they
that
screwed
was the
up.
Mighty Ducks effect.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, but ESPN, like NHL screwed up when they like got off the ESPN contract or whatever. Because it just felt like hockey disappeared for like a decade. You know, it just like wasn't on TV anymore. Like when I grew up and we all had like over the air cable and stuff, like hockey was on all the time. I watched the Stanley Cup. Like I watched most sports. It was just on ABC and shit. And like now, you know, for a while there, you need to have like a, you know, premium subscription or go to ESPN3 or, you know, like it was kind of off air. I think that had a lot to do with it too. But yeah, generally, I think it was just more popular when I was younger than it is now.
Yeah.
Or has been lately.
I got nothing. It's about as popular to me as baseball. I don't know when the hell the season starts. When it's on, it's just like, oh look, it's hockey. Oh, baseball season. They're pretty much the same.
I got one that might surprise you guys.
Badminton.
Golf.
Huh?
I hated golf when I first like really discovered it. Made fun of it. Made fun of my dad for playing it. Kind of thought it was just dumb, dumb and boring. Watch a bunch of old dudes and them, you know, knickers and slacks, like walking around, damn people, and they, he's about to take a swing, and it's so quiet, and just everybody golf. You know, it's just like, what the hell? I was in middle school and high school. I wrestled and played football. You know, I was very like testosterone fueled sports, lift weights, you know, be strong,
smash stuff.
Yeah, and I was just like, this is lame. It's not even a sport. And my dad took me golfing, and I 100% expected to beat the shit out of him just for being a better athlete, and I got worked. I absolutely got worked. Yeah. He beat the snot out of me, and that kind of like set the flame. That kind of got me interested. I was like, oh, this cannot stand. It's like losing to your dad playing horse or some shit in the driveway. You know, it's like, what? Like, how did this happen?
So you got into golf based off of spite.
Pretty much. 100%. So I remember trying to learn on my own. My dad wasn't helpful or anything like with that regard. But, and this was a weird time for he and I. It's not like we were living together or anything. I was in the foster home, so we were seeing each other regularly, but like I had my own life separate from him. But I went out for the middle school team, and we didn't have a team in middle school, but if you played well enough, you could be like JV on the high school team. You could like practice and stuff. Okay. So I went out with him, and what I did is I made myself like a makeshift green in the neighborhood, like in the park. I planted, like I overseeded some grass and I cut it real short, and it wasn't like a putting green, but like you could like chip and stuff on it. And I only had a couple clubs, but I got really, really good with those couple clubs because I just practiced like all summer. And I went out to the team to try and make the team with like a dollar store, like a Goodwill set of clubs that I had put together. And the funny thing was the coach was like, you were terrible. He was like, you were just awful. Like, you know, you could tell you've never played before, except with these couple of clubs that I had. I basically had a wedge, a 9-iron, 8-iron, and those are like really short clubs in golf for anybody that doesn't know. Basically, you're hitting those like within like 140 yards. So like within 140 yards, I was lethal. Like I was so good. I could basically like from within 100 yards, I could put it within a hula hoop. I mean, I was money from within 100 yards, anywhere. Over, under, top, left, right. Like I had gotten so good at those clubs that I made the team as the final alternate. And when I told my dad I was practicing trying out, he told me that if I made the team, he'd give me his set of clubs. So that's why I worked so hard to make the team, because I thought I could take his clubs. So when you like laugh and you got into golf out of spite, you're like, yeah, kind of.
1000%.
And he did.
That
he did.
Sounds 100% like Donnie.
He did give me his clubs. He did own up to it. He manned up. I think he was really proud that I actually made the team. I don't think he ever thought I could. But he gave me his clubs. A brand new set of Tyler's clubs when I started the golf team.
Nice. And thus, if it golfs, I review it was boring.
No, I don't. I don't play everything that golfs. But yeah, I did start like that love affair with the game.
Nice. Yeah, I don't have any sports that I didn't like at first that I ended up becoming a fan of. I'm still really just basketball and football. I don't really care about any other sport. Just never really got into baseball. Don't really care about hockey. Definitely not watching no F1.
I don't watch as much baseball as I used to. I don't watch as much football as I used to either.
I don't watch basketball or football. I want to play sports. That's my thing. Like, I've never been one to really be into and watch sports and consume it that way. I play sports. That's really the extent of it. I
watched Summer League this week.
I didn't watch Summer League.
I'm definitely watching Wemby this week. 100%. That's must-see TV.
I just want to go play. Watching sports just makes me realize that I'm not playing sports and makes me sad because I want to play. Even when I was a kid and I was big into sports, anytime I was watching something, I'm like, I could be playing, and I would go out and play versus watching. So I've never been really big into wanting to watch sports. I want to get out there and play.
I mean, watching sports will make me want to play too. Sometimes I do, or I'll play the video game. It's another part of it too. I'll do some of that as well. I just like some sports, but I don't watch nearly as much football as I used to. I think I watch more basketball than probably ever. My watching habits have definitely changed. I don't have time to watch baseball anymore.
It's too many games.
Too
many games that don't matter. And yeah, they're long as hell.
Whereas that's weird with basketball, because with basketball, I'll just watch anything that's basketball. It doesn't have to be my team. Like, we've got the Thunder and the Bucks tonight. I'm like, all right, going on.
It's a better sport. That's why.
I generally just find basketball more entertaining to watch. Mm-hmm. Well, not all basketball. College basketball is brutal to watch. It is just a mash of people running into each other and just like a glob of bodies. I mean, it's just like, it is borderline rugby at most parts. Yeah. It is not good.
Never been a fan of college basketball, really.
I was growing up. College basketball was the shit when we were younger. Dude, late 90s, college basketball was incredible.
Yeah.
With Arizona and the Wildcats and Duke and Michigan. I mean, it was great. But it's just, with all the one and dones, there's no team chemistry. There's no systems. There's no movement. There's no Princeton anymore. There's none of that. It's just a bunch of threes. Just a bunch of contested threes is really all it is. Because there's really not even any big men anymore. They all get drafted out so young.
Yeah.
Like, most team centers are like 6'8".
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Well, nobody wants to play center anymore. They all want to go shoot threes and handle the rock. So,
dude, that's what centers used to do. I love you just hating on centers for being centers. You watch centers in the 70s, what they did.
First of all, we're not talking about the garbage men and the bricklayers. Those people don't count, all right?
They do.
Those people do not count. No, the milk.
You're just hating on any big man that's skilled. It's like, big men used to be skilled.
Yeah, in the paint, around the basket. Don't shoot threes.
Wow. Don't shoot.
Ass on the block. You belong in the paint.
Nobody plays that way anymore.
Not anymore. I know. That's part of the problem. It's part of the problem. Everybody wants to be a guard. It's nonsense.
Everybody wants to be a basketball player. Those skills are not exclusive to guards.
Everybody wants to be Curry. Right? Everybody wants.
You're just trying to play with a bunch of big dumb oofs.
No, I just need somebody to get there on the block and beat somebody up. Look, it's real simple.
You can do both. You can do both of those things. You can do that and shoot threes.
I don't want Shaq going to shoot threes. No, get your ass on the block where you belong. Big
well,
boy.
He couldn't, but if he could, he would have been awesome.
Get your ass on the block.
Could you imagine if he could?
That would have been terrifying.
That would have been absolutely terrifying. Dude couldn't hit a free throw.
Didn't have to.
Yeah, nah. I'm not a fan. If you're over like 6'8", you don't belong out here. Go down there. Go down there. Just get out of my area. Get out of my area. Get out of here.
Envy.
Set a screen. I'll throw you a lob. All right.
Throw him a lob out to the 3-point line so we can shoot it.
Absolutely the
Shoot the J.
You don't belong out there. You're 6'8". You need to go get the ball and put it in the basket, in the paint.
What does it matter?
Where you belong. It's where you belong. Again, it's irrational. It's who I am.
You just have some really strong commitments in life.
I get it.
Irrationally strong commitments.
Thank you, Delvin.
I get it. Because the key is his area.
Yeah.
He don't want you in his area. That's where he works at.
Yeah.
That may be where the center works at too if he's good enough.
No, he said the center doesn't belong there.
But what if he does? What if he starts hitting some threes and he shows you that he does?
That's not his department.
That's discrimination.
I'm okay with that.
It's just discrimination.
Discrimination. All right. Sometimes you need some. All right. You're 6'8". Your ass belongs.
Can't believe I'm agreeing to this. Sometimes you need discrimination. Yeah, that sounds right.
Sometimes we do. Yeah.
Yeah. It's there for a reason. All right.
Ridiculous.
Nick wants to know: are you guys into collecting retro games?
No.
My son is.
No.
I wouldn't call myself a collector by any means. Do I have some? Sure. But am I a collector? Yeah.
You're a collector of all things digital. You have your entire library for every console.
I mean, if that counts, then sure. I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I do.
And
I put my entire PS2 library on it. Dude, having PS3 on a handheld is like fucking legit good. It's like a shame that Sony hasn't locked into this yet. Like, it is real good. It is a lot of fun and easy. Performance is great. It's easy to do.
Nice.
They can't even get a PS3 on a PS5.
I know. Like, it is completely astonishing how little they've done with backwards compatibility.
Just completely inept. They're just completely inept. It's sad.
They're just like, well, we can't do it. Can't put this on this. Like, but everybody else is doing it.
Yeah, like Infamous
How come you can't do it?
You know, like we can never do Metal Gear. It's like, here's Metal Gear. It can totally be done in the palm of your hand, actually. Yeah. It took me 15 minutes to have Metal Gear 4 going.
How come you guys can't do this? Like, come on. Stop lying to me. At this point, it's like you're lying.
Yeah. Just nonsense.
I really wish they would lie more. Like, if they lied harder. You know, they're like, hey, guys, why is Metal Gear on PlayStation 5? Like, not enough teraflops. We want to, we just can't. That would be amazing.
Just get more outlandish with the lies.
It would be, right. They're like, look, if we sell 10 million of these, we will bring the rapper back to PS, please. It would be on PS5 natively.
Jesus.
That's like some Nintendo shit. Remember they came out with the new Nintendo 3DS and they were like, exclusively the 3DS that can play Super Mario World. You're like, what the fuck?
I remember that.
Yeah, the Super Nintendo stuff was exclusive to just the new 3DS models. If the other 100 million 3DSs that sold could not play the Super Nintendo games, you had to have a new 3DS to play the Super Nintendo.
So ridiculous.
Did it get me to upgrade? It did. Yeah, 100%. Did I have a new Super? Yeah, I absolutely did.
Wow. And
gotta have Link to the Past, man.
In the palm of his hand on the Ally.
Yeah. And now it crushes all of it.
Yeah. Damn.
You need one. I'm loving it. It's great.
I'm good.
It's so good.
I believe it. I don't play the games that you play. So it would sit there and collect dust.
But you play the games that you play, and they could play those too.
Barely.
Playing Infamous.
Play those games.
You play them more if you could carry them with you.
I wouldn't though. Like, I've had handhelds and I just never played them. Like, I just don't have the focus to sit and play on a handheld. Like, it's not
Delvin.
there. It's not there.
Should got the Ally, my man.
1000%.
Is he grouchy? He's running modded NCAA 14 games. He's like, look at all this stuff I'm doing. He's got his PS3 all set up and everything.
He got
Pretty
Tears
stellar.
of the Kingdom on his Ally.
Yeah.
Just saying, Delvin.
Mm-hmm.
You're playing it better.
I'm enjoying.
I don't know if it's playing it better. That's debatable.
I mean, I feel like anything's better than the Switch.
You would think that. But I worked with Garrett to get Breath of the Wild running on PC. It was not better. It was much worse.
But that was then.
Oh,
This is now.
It's true. It's true. I haven't looked into it a whole lot. Maybe it is better. At best, I would imagine it's probably like roughly the same, to be honest.
Logan wants to know, what is your favorite time or era in gaming? For him, it's the mid to late 90s. He says he loves the SNES and Genesis days. And then when PlayStation got going in 64, plus all the crazy things PC games started to do, it was an exciting time to be a gamer.
that era.
1000% that era for me. Same.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'll let the old of us speak first.
Yeah. The two of us,
The elderly.
Yes. The elderly.
Regale us with your tales, Grandpa.
Yeah, basically. Man, going to Blockbuster, getting them Super Nintendo games or a Genesis game. Eventually PlayStation games. Oh, man. That's my era.
It just felt like everything was just so vastly different then. Like, you had the Marios, then you had the Final Fantasy, then you had your Metal Gear. Everything was just like really different from each other.
Everything's different.
Did
you just announce all the games that are getting right now?
This year, right.
What the fuck, Delvin? That didn't make any sense.
No.
Mario Wonder is coming out right
He's
now.
like, Mario and Metal Gear and Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy just came out. There's a new Mario and fucking Metal Gear. What the fuck?
No. In terms of gameplay wise, everything seems still the same now. It doesn't feel like back then. There was a little bit of a different type of wonderment in playing those games and going into those experiences, as opposed to what it is now.
I'm with you there. I agree with you. That era, because
we have to clip that.
Yeah, somebody needs to clip that. But when you start saying the games, all the same games are still coming.
Yeah. It didn't. You have to hear that back, Delvin. You'll understand.
The same games are still coming, but they felt different back then.
Yeah. Getting Metal Gear Solid for the first time was
that's a good one.
Yes.
I remember the first time playing Metal Gear Solid. That was definitely like a seminal moment.
Whoa. Final Fantasy.
Yeah, you'll never get that back either. It won't be the same you replay it. You'll never get that back.
Yeah. It was just something special for me about 16-bit 32-bit era. It was just incredible. Like, you had the Nintendo, the Sega, like competing. Like, it was just great. And then out of nowhere,
they were really competing.
In PlayStation, there was supposed to be an add-on for the Super Nintendo. I was like, what is this? Sony? What? They make Walkman. What is this?
Did you know it was supposed to be an add-on when it came out? I didn't know that until like many years later.
Yeah, much later. Yeah. But it was just like, because I remember one of my boys who worked at Montgomery Ward just came home with a PlayStation. I'm like, what the hell is this? And then you see Tekken, you're like, whoa, this is something different.
I saw.
And then you had these other weird companies just like come out with consoles, like Atari Jaguar with the 64.
The Jaguar,
with the controller with all the buttons. Then you had the 3DO. Just like these weird companies, like, oh, we're just gonna make a console. Like, what?
Yeah, and then Sega trying to add on like so many add-ons to the Genesis. You had the Sega CD, you had the 32X, like all the ridiculous stuff. Yeah. It was just a fun time, man. Mortal Kombat, Mortal Monday, Street Fighter. You just had
Neo
like
Geo, TurboGrafx 16.
Oh my God, Neo Geo.
People were taking chances.
Neo Geo was a $500 console in the 90s. How ridiculous is that? Just absolute nonsense.
I never played any of that stuff.
Couldn't you take your cartridge from home?
You can take your save game. Yeah, you can take your save game to the arcade. But I never knew anybody who had a Neo Geo. So I only ever played Neo Geo games in the arcade. I never knew anybody who actually had the console.
The Neo Geo stuff seemed like way ahead of its time.
Oh, it absolutely was.
It was.
Like, I never had it, but like knowing the games that were being made like on traditional consoles at the time, and then you like see a Neo Geo game, you're like, oh shit. Like,
Neo Geo,
like they were on something. Like, these guys were making some damn video games over here. Like their fluidity of motion and stuff is so much better.
The console. Like in the arcade cabinet, they had like 4 games. So you had like Metal Slug. You have whatever Art of Fighting game, and then you had whatever
Samurai Showdown
knockoff game, and the Samurai Showdown. Yeah, so it was dope. Like Neo Geo was dope for the arcade.
It was the arcade experience at home,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a really cool thing to do at that time. It probably was ahead of its time.
Oh, it was way ahead of its
That's
time.
probably why that's why it
It
was
was
so expensive. But yeah,
Yeah.
Like their games hold up way better than I think a lot of people might think.
yeah, they do.
Yep.
The control schemes are, you know, like you definitely get that arcade jank, but like the animation, the fluidity of the animation, the look, the visuals, like they really still hold up pretty well.
Yeah.
It's really
Also,
good stuff.
another interesting thing about that era, every property had a game, whether you wanted it to or not. I feel like they
Cool
made
Spot?
like Cool Spot, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Every property you could think of, there was a video game version of it.
I think that's worse.
Cheetah.
I think that's for worse, not good.
Nah,
I
it was
think
great. You just had so much.
it was great.
So much junk.
Yeah,
But that's what made it fun.
That's not fun.
The exploration,
absolutely.
trying to figure out which was good and which was terrible.
All
It
right.
was great. It was real great.
So
Jordan in
much
the Windy
junk
City.
on those consoles. There's so
Fantastic.
many games I booted up and I'm like, what is this shit?
But that's what made it cool. Because you
Yeah, I
never knew
didn't-
what you was getting.
Hard
You may
disagree.
get a gem, or you probably get Friday the 13th and be like, what the fuck is this shit?
Oh my god, that game was terrible.
A lot
Or
of that.
Platoon. That game was awful. Jesus. Yeah, everything had a tie-in. Everything.
Every game.
What a time to be alive.
It was. Didn't the McDonald's mascot, what is it, Big Mac tonight had a game? The big ass moon?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
such a,
Max and
such
Mac
a
definitely had a
ridiculous thing. He had a game. He was like a mascot for like a year for McDonald's. He gave him a video game.
Well,
What an era.
my answer would be like I don't even know, call it like an era, but like that Wii 360, PlayStation 3 kind of time.
That's
2005
a
to
fun
like
era too.
2012 or 2011, like whatever that time frame is. It's kind of like back half of
Fun
GameCube,
era.
like up until like maybe PS4.
I really like the
That
PS3
360 era
era
was
too,
fun.
Yeah.
It capitalized off of, you had like the PS2, which is super popular. A lot of games are being made. And then you had the Xbox that came on and had like a new player, right? And then you had GameCube, which was basically doing the same thing the others were doing. And then you pop off and you get like really different like approaches, right? PlayStation's like Blu-rays, and they're like really chasing fidelity. You've got Xbox doing Xbox Live, and like, what the hell is that? What does that mean? And arcade and all that. And then you have Nintendo, this fucking NES style Wiimote like TV controller that you wave around and waggle around. And you're like, that's stupid as shit, until you play Wii Sports for the first time, and you're like, oh my god, this is magic. This is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen.
No.
It was. You don't have to like it, but it was.
No.
Like, there's a reason
It
it
was at the
sold
time.
like 150 million. It was a phenomenon.
It's old people.
It wasn't just old
Older.
people. It was a phenomenon. The Wii, when it took off,
Yeah.
you couldn't buy them for like 2 years because they were in such high demand. You know, and you had all three of them doing very different things, and all like that generation is really the foundation for like what consoles have been ever since then. Like we all just have like better iterations of that operating
That was-
systems, live
that was the
service,
question.
subscriptions, online, digital games, downloadable games, virtual console, backwards compatibility, like all of that shit is just those consoles.
I would throw it all away for the 16-bit era. All of it.
I definitely would not. No thanks.
All of it. Gone.
A lot of cool stuff. A lot of different games are being made. Lots of multiple game franchises were being made. The rise of the open world game, what first person shooters were doing. Like, it's just, yeah. That was a special
I'm
time.
good.
Time to be alive. E3 was like just fucking popping at its best, you know? So
Yeah, nah. Give me that 16-bit era all day long.
It was like
baby.
right before games went like real Hollywood, right? Before they really like cut over mainstream.
That was nice time, but not my favorite.
Mario Galaxy,
Oh God,
Twilight
see,
Princess.
You're ruining it. You're ruining it.
So
You're
good.
ruining it.
So damn good.
You're making
Mario
it.
Kart,
Oh God.
Wii Sports Resort, Wii Golf,
Now you ruin it.
Gears
You're
of
ruining
War,
it.
Batman,
You're not.
The Last of
making it
Us,
better.
Journey.
No,
So good. So good.
ruined it. You took a great moment and you killed it. You drove it
Did
into
it.
the ground.
NCAA football,
What?
NBA Live.
NBA Live 95. Great game. Great game.
Says the man who didn't play College Slam. How would you
I
know?
remember play College Slam because that's just
How would you
NBA
know?
Jam.
How would you know?
It's just NBA Jam with college players, which is basically just arch rivals. What do you know
Look at
about that?
Chase.
I mean,
Oh,
yeah,
that was great.
arch rivals was great. Speaking of old shit, Chase says, if you could
Operating
bring back
systems,
one
dashboards.
video game console to the present day, what would it be?
Sega Genesis.
What does he mean? Bring it to like present day, like in a mini?
That's my thing. Like they already, all of them exist. Like I don't know.
Well, not all of them
Yeah,
exist, but
yeah.
like, do you mean as like a real player or as like a retro fun release thing?
Hey Chase, you're watching now. Answer the question. Like, do you want a real thing or a mini?
Like, if you mean like a mini, the answer is absolutely a Dreamcast,
I
hands
agree.
down.
Shit.
It's absolutely a Dreamcast.
answers.
Yeah, it's
That's what
definitely a
I'm talking
Dreamcast.
I thought it was referred to like a modern version of a system.
Yeah, Dan, because that's
Oh, we
harder
tried
to.
that. It didn't work.
Yeah, but a Dreamcast Mini with a bunch of collectibles and ROMs and stuff, I would buy the shit out of one of those. 100%.
See, he says not the mini.
Not the Mini.
Bring
What?
back an original console. So you want to bring back the original 16-bit Sega Genesis and start making brand new games for it. Something
How
like
does that even work?
I mean, I feel like somebody just made an NES game.
They still make Sega Genesis games.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
indie devs every now and again. They'll do something like that.
So that's how it'll work.
They made like Shantae for like GBA and stuff like that a minute ago. Yeah, I don't want any of that. I don't want any of that.
Yet you put it all on your ally.
Well, no, I don't want people making new versions of new games for old consoles like that.
Why not? That's what
I
Prince
don't
of
know
Persia
why.
is,
I just
really. I
don't.
mean,
I guess I don't know why I don't. I just why? Why would I?
I wouldn't mind if they remade a console.
that'd be kind of cool. I would love to see like the SNES just make a comeback and they just start making new SNES games. I'd be here for that.
Even if
If-
it's just a shell, and you just like have the games installed in it already.
But that's
Like
just
a
the
big
mini.
version, not
Mini.
like the
That's
mini.
the mini.
That's the mini. You just said not the mini.
I literally just
You've
said a
done
big
this
version of
twice
it.
now. This is the second
No.
time you've done it.
No, I know. You clearly wasn't listening. I said not a mini version of a big actual console version that like the Genesis was they had. That was almost the same size as the Genesis, but you can install cartridges in it and you can play it. Have games already
Right, but-
installed. So an actual console.
But if you're installing the games and you're running the old ROMs, like that is
But
what
you
the
could
mini
also
does.
put the cartridges in. Yeah. But he said,
So the only
But-
difference is they could just play your cartridge.
Yes, like the Genesis they had a couple of years ago that was like that. They have a full size Genesis that has ROMs already in it, but you can put cartridges in it as well.
Yeah,
So
like the
they can also
Retron.
make-
Okay.
They can also make new cartridges, make new games for it.
Yes.
Earthworm Jim 3.
Okay. So I
Exactly.
didn't even think about that. So if they released a
Y'all
new-
clearly
if
wasn't
they re-
listening to what I was saying. Because that's what I said. I said a full size console.
Yeah, but no. So you're saying that we weren't listening to you because you said that, and that's not why we were saying what we were saying at all.
Yeah.
What we were saying is because you started by saying that had the games already on it, and like it could be a full size
Yes.
console, but you've just made the mini.
Yes.
You can make it a bigger box, but it still is the mini if it's doing that.
A full size console.
That's why we were laughing. That's why we started laughing.
We get it.
Because y'all didn't let me finish the statement.
You want the mini ability with cartridge.
Yes.
So a factor
like the Genesis originally was, the new Genesis.
A factor that I never even thought of was if they released the console and actually started reprinting old games. That I never considered.
I would
so like
Road Rash games in a heartbeat.
If Nintendo released a Super Nintendo and they just started releasing Super Nintendo cartridges, yeah, I'd probably buy that. Yeah.
How much would they cost?
I mean, the reason you would do it is to make them cheaper. You know, like, right, they're looking at the collector's market and they're like, there's money to be made here. Let's just release Super Mario World for $20 and make them buy $100 Super Nintendo and we'll make Game Busters. You know, because what are they paying for the hardware? Nothing.
That's a good question. Like, how much does it cost to actually manufacture a cartridge nowadays?
No, nothing. Pennies. Plastic.
You would think.
Yeah. I mean, not pennies, obviously, but fractions on what the retail overhead would be.
I would think they'd go the opposite way. I think they would probably recreate the cartridges and charge $50 for them and say, hey, this is a collector's item now.
That's what Sony would do.
Make X amount of these.
No, I think Nintendo would do this.
Yeah, you're probably right. No, I mean, I think
we only made 200 of these.
I think for them, like with the retro stuff, I mean, obviously, realistically, they're not going to do this anything because they've switched online and all that. But if they wanted to do this, say they wanted to do this, I think the object would be budget. I don't think they try to charge you $50 for Super Mario World on cartridge. I don't think they would. It may not be $10, but I think it'd probably be $20, $30.
I can see $30 to $40 just because, like, you got to get a whole new plant to make these things again. You got to have the manufacturing costs also involved to start printing cartridges and making all that. So I'm just wondering, like, how much that would cost and how much of that cost gets passed on to us.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they would probably.
The Super Nintendo has enough nostalgia and first-party stuff with third-party partners that still have IPs that they could make some money on it too. That if they wanted to like reprint stuff, I think the Super Nintendo could only get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think the PlayStation can get away with it.
But they know people will buy it.
You can't do discs like that. Nobody cares.
Yeah.
Those games don't age as well. They're not as collectible.
They are not. Super Nintendo or Genesis would be the one to do it. And I don't think Genesis has the cachet.
If Nintendo did like 20, 30 of their first party IP games and all of a sudden Square is like, hey, we want to do, 5 games and Capcom wants to do 5 games. And like all of a sudden you've got like you've got an RPG or Japanese gamer fans, like, instant dream.
Yeah.
But then how many of those people would be like, that's not the same thing though, because it's not as old. It's not the real thing. That's basically reproduction carts, right? There are people that make those now. People don't like them because they're not the real thing. Yeah, that's a thing. They're repro carts. You can buy brand new copies of old games if you want. You can buy a brand new copy of N64 or Super Nintendo game.
I wouldn't do that for N64. That shit can kick rocks. Get out of here.
People make it.
That's interesting.
I don't think the Dreamcast could stand on its own either.
Me either. It couldn't stand on its own then.
Right, like people pirated the shit out of it then. They couldn't do it now. Yeah. Like they would have to do that as a mini, as like a collection.
It would have to be, Dreamcast
would have to be like $10.
The cartridge-based stuff would be cool.
Yeah. Game Boy?
No.
No, see, I disagree. I think they could actually release a Game Boy.
Game Boy.
Like, they could. You see the shit they're doing with the Retrons and the little thing that I've got and all the little. There's like 8,000 versions. If Nintendo was like, here's the Game Boy, and it's like $50, and they just sell the games for like $20 each. Yeah, one word for you, Dev. Pokemon. Like 100% that shit would fly off shelves.
Yeah,
I don't care. No.
Oh, it would make so much money.
Who cares? Get that out of here.
Yeah, Pokemon Game Boy works. Maybe with like a color screen little thing. They would sell Game Boy.
Just release Game Boy Color and call it a day.
Little Mario game, little Pokemon game. Mm-hmm.
I hate handhelds so much.
That could work.
Yeah. Nope. TPR says, in real life, I'm dealing with an urgent work item that's making me put in OT. When your job or life is at those especially high stress points, is there a certain game you come back to decompress? What's your go-to for when you're just stressed out? Do you have one?
Me? Nah, nothing. I don't. When I'm stressed out a lot, I don't play video games. That takes focus, and
Same
sometimes
here.
playing sometimes video game may stress you out more. What I do is I watch movies. I'll lay down and watch movies or watch something that's mindless that I can kind of get into and kind of turn my brain off with. Like this week I wasn't stressed out, but I watched Scream 6. Watched Scream 6. I watched a couple other movies. I can't remember what else I watched. I watched a few things this weekend. But yeah, when I want to just clear my mind and not focus on the outside world, I go to movies before I go to gaming. Gaming is more of my thing when I want to have fun.
Yeah, same. When I'm stressed, I don't game. It's too hard to game when I'm stressed out. I definitely will watch TV, watch movies or something like that. It's really hard for me to game when I'm stressed out or I'm just overwhelmed or whatnot. Can't game.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in.
Yeah, I'm completely different. I game all the time when
Yeah.
I'm stressed out. Yeah, so none of that works for me. Yeah, I just play old favorites, golf games, football games, basketball games, a lot of sports games because I find that to be kind of mindless. I play Grand Theft Auto, play Vice City, play Zelda game. Usually, I do like a good open world game. Something I can get lost into. Not that I've turned the brain off, is that I just want to focus on anything else in what I'm doing. So it's more like escapism.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Yep. Might boot up Far Cry again. Who knows?
Good old Far Cry. And our last question for the night from Captain Awesome. He says, just for fun.
I
This is
can't
an
see. Hang on a second.
impossible-
I can't see says the Vita. Chase's question. Can you imagine if Sony re-released the Vita? What if that PlayStation Q thing could play Vita cards?
You'd have to find Vita cards.
Or just had access to the Vita store?
They shut that down already.
Just go with it, man. Come on now.
Just go with the flow.
Damn.
That would be cool.
I think a lot of people would be excited then.
Oh, yeah. The biggest thing about the Vita was the memory cards. Memory cards were sucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like $100 for like 16 gigabytes.
Now that we say that out loud, it's kind of a missed opportunity. They could have done that, and that thing could have really taken off if they were like, "Hey, it does PlayStation 5 remote play," but also, like, we've put 50 Vita games on it, and you can download and play.
And I think, if I'm correct, Vita games are coming to the PS5 store.
I have no idea.
Isn't a Killzone Liberation there? The PSP game, I think. There's a couple other games on there.
You're the PlayStation guy. I got nothing. I don't know.
I think I'm
looking through my Steam library for more answers to the last question. Doom. I like playing Doom when I'm really stressed out. Turok. Call of Duty. Used to be Infamous.
Pursuit Force, a few PSP games on the PS5 right now, so you can kind of make it so you can download it on whatever that thing that they're coming out with. I can't remember the name of it. Ugly ass thing.
I can play PSP games.
Fugly.
You got about 10 of them.
Allied Life is amazing.
It's a lot of fun. This is what I was looking for. Like 100%, this is what I was looking for.
Okay, so for real, last question. Captain Awesome, just for fun. This is an impossible scenario, but what would happen if Nintendo got Xbox Game Pass? Would that help the Xbox?
Why wouldn't it? That's the,
Yeah.
yeah. Why wouldn't it? Like, hey, how many Switches are out there right now? A lot.
Yeah,
A
I think
shit
they were
ton.
like 125 million or something sold.
So 125 million Switch consoles now have access to Game Pass that didn't before. Yeah, that would be a big help.
Yeah.
And I'm quite sure a lot of those people would get Game Pass. Even if half of those people got Game Pass, that's a shit ton of people just add on
Even
to
if,
Game
I
Pass.
mean,
now,
not
paying
even half.
$14.99
If 10 million people got Game Pass, that's a big number.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Indeed.
You know, that's 10 million people giving them somewhere between 10 and $25 a month in revenue.
Yeah, that would hugely help Xbox. Yeah.
Yeah,
Wasn't that
I
a conversation that we had before about that?
literally
Possibility?
thought that this was going to happen. Still kind of do. They were playing so nicely together for so long there. It seems like that's definitely distanced a little bit. But for a minute there, like Xbox and Nintendo seem to be like the best of pals. The Minecraft games coming over and Ori and stuff like that, and they're all like doing cross promotion, cross marketing, and I was like, man, I never thought that they would like have full on Game Pass. You could download games and stuff to it, but I thought maybe the app, like when they brought the Game Pass app of streaming to Android, I was like, well, this makes sense. You just put it on Switch and let people stream games to it and just cut Nintendo in on the action. I still believe that because Nintendo is such a powerful. I don't look at it any differently than, than like the tablets that do it. It's like the same thing. So I guess I'm sure they've probably tried. I just maybe the money doesn't work out. Maybe it's not working out. Maybe Nintendo wants more, or But yeah, I think they've had the conversation as well.
Yeah.
Because why wouldn't you want to?
Yeah, I think it was a conversation, especially
It's
considering
got to
how
be a conversation.
I'd cut Nintendo in on their 30%. That's what I would do.
Yeah, the amount that you'd make back from that and it goes along with what they're trying to do anyway. If you're trying to just put your stuff everywhere, it just makes sense.
I would understand, like if I was to try and put myself in the CEO of Nintendo's shoes, I would be hesitant because something like that it's like a big step forward that you can't like step out of, like once you kind of do that, like you can't like do that and then it not be there on the next console or future consoles, and like that might be like the concern is like, wait a second, we have a very lucrative business over here and don't really need to cut you in on it.
Makes sense.
If Nintendo was in a harder spot, if the Switch was the Wii U, I think we might have seen it.
Yeah.
But I wonder if what Activision might have to say about that. If Xbox suddenly is the place for Call of Duty, is that enough to push it through? Or do they just want you to release the game? Like a cloud streaming version of Call of Duty is not going to sell for $60 on Nintendo Switch.
No.
Right. No. So if cloud is the only way to get Call of Duty going, which I don't think it is, I think they could port Warzone and stuff. Like they can find a way. But if cloud is the only way to get something going like that on a Switch-like thing for Nintendo, like then it should just be in Game Pass. Just put the Game Pass app on Nintendo.
Yeah.
I am curious. Do those cloud games sell on Switch? I know they have a few games that they actually you have to pay $60 to play the cloud version. They can't.
I wonder if they sell more in Japan.
I would imagine that they do.
And I know their infrastructure is probably much better, so I think they sell there.
I still don't
about here.
I haven't seen any charts. Like I haven't seen any of the cloud versions charting everywhere. And I mean, they're listed on the eShop as a different game. So like if they were charting, I think we'd seen it.
Yeah.
But in Japan, portable is so strong and the infrastructure I imagine is better that I imagine that they sell better in Japan. But we also haven't seen a bunch of like, not every Japanese developer is like doing a lot of cloud stuff. But it is just like Capcom. All the Resident Evils you can stream on Switch.
Yeah.
I think some of them either you were or started off. I think a lot of that was exclusive to Japan. You could only stream like Resident Evil 7 in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
They might have made that more available by now. But the only ones that come to mind is Resident Evil. The Medium just came to Switch. You can stream the Medium on Switch now, which is kind of wild. And the other one was Control. I think
Yes,
Control
Control
came to Switch via cloud. And Nintendo also, I think, has a piece of that Ubisoft company that they're using. So that might be another reason why they're not wanting to play in the Xbox pool with that, is that they may be like, well, yeah, it's not selling now, but 15 years from now, you know, like this might be the future and we want to have our own business. We don't want to be beholden to Xbox.
Makes sense.
I could see that. Kind of how Sony feels about VR.
Yeah.
Bingo. Well, gentlemen, that's all the questions. And that is going to do it for this episode of the Play Some Video Games podcast. Please feel free to follow us on socials. We are not getting on Threads or Mastodon or Blue Sky or any of that other crap.
I'm
So
not really
find us
on
on
our
Twitter.
socials, so you might want to come to the Discord.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I log into the socials like once a week.
Yeah. So come hang out in our Discord because that's where we're at. And well, until next time, ladies and gentlemen, play some video games.